who they're playing, and so on and so forth. So from my left on round.
I am Adriosa, and I'm playing a Tiefling Assassin in this campaign. Yeah, I do broadcasts on Twitch, variety streams.
What's your name of your character?
Oh, my name of the character is Sarmina. My name is Sarmina.
Hello, my name is Tyler Scheid. I go by Apocalypto_12 on all social media and on Twitch. Play a variety of stuff. And today I'm here with my wonderful castmates at D&D Live 2019. And I am a Minotaur named Astitoro Bearborn. And I am a barbarian.
Hi, my name's Will. I'm going to be playing Thendir Morn today, a Divine Soul Sorcerer. I do stuff on Twitch as well at twitch.tv/WillNGraham.
I'm Zero Doxy. I am Scarla of the Shattered Kai. I am a Gloomstalker. You can find me at ZER0DOXY on Twitter, ZERODOXY on Twitter. ZER0DOXY on Twitch.
There you go.
Nailed it.
Get it eventually, you know?
Takes me too long to spell mine.
And I am Margaret Crone. You can find me at Margaret Crone in all of the places, pretty brand across. I stream, I do YouTube stuff, and I make video games for a living, so yeah. Today I'm going to be playing Henri, and Henri is a ASMR or ASMR, people pronounce it all different ways, and she has a little secret. There might be a reason why she's in hell. You'll find out.
And can we just get a ton of love in chat for the wonderful cosplays that exist around us?
Around us specifically.
Around us?
Yeah.
Like
there's
Maggie
a lot of people
over
you're not
there.
seeing on
Maggie over
camera
there,
who look
Doxy.
amazing
Doxy
too.
is like
Yeah.
full-on
And then-
body painted.
And then Scott's lovely cloak.
Except for my hands, 'cause I went to the bathroom
Listen,
earlier.
it took a long time to convince me to wear this cloak. So listen, you have no idea how much, yeah.
there
Yeah.
was some coercion that involved me because he convinced me to wear all of this.
I like the dance too. Really,
Hey, I sell my character when I have a chance.
Awesome. So getting into the story. So our party that we have here today, they have known each other for a long time. They've actually been friends. They've been companions. They've traveled through many different adventures together in the past. But after an experience that they had so many years ago, the party kind of had a bit of a falling out. Nothing negative. They never fought with one another or anything like that. They just kind of fell apart. There was a bit of a damper that had happened. It was an experience that transpired about 3 years ago, where they were facing against some powerful necromancer, and well, unfortunately, one of the party members had fallen. Choosing to directly take on the minions of the necromancer themselves, they had fought hard, and they had actually succeeded in holding them all off, holding off the horde, so the party can get to the leader. They weren't satisfied with the outcome of that battle. They weren't happy that their friend had fallen, and so they went back and tried to save him, specifically the cleric of our party, our Asamon. They were able to go back and pull his soul, or at least tried to pull his soul back into his body. But in trying to do so, that was disrupted. It was stopped by the necromancer himself, literally dispelling the spell. Well, the party then worked together, held down the necromancer, and they had succeeded in finally working to get his body back together. But there was something that the necromancer had said, something that kind of chilled with them before they faded away, saying that the soul was not his any longer. The soul belongs to someone else, and they will come, and they will collect what is theirs. And that's what kind of always sat in the back of their minds. Some of them maybe just, kind of pushing it back there, not really thinking about it in the forefront, but always nagging, always biding its time, or kind of getting them when they're sitting alone, thinking about nothing, and it comes up and surprises them. We'll flash forward a bunch of years. There was signs that started to come about the party. Some of them can have visions that literally warn them. Others can literally feel something nagging from within. All in all, people that have as much experience as they have, traveling the world and fighting the things that they have, they decided maybe it's time we reunite. It feels like that moment. And a few days ago they did, and it was wonderful. The stories they shared, the drinks that they had, the laughs, even the brawl, because, unsettled conversations from the past. But nonetheless, all that kind of settled in, and the party is now wondering what was going to happen. And this is actually kind of where we're panning in right now, where they'd already been getting together and joking around for a couple days' time and rekindling that old spirit, wondering where things are going to take place. The person that happened to have the visions, the most extreme visions of them all, of course, was the same cleric that was given the warning. That was the one that pulled the soul back, being effectively an avatar, though not literally, of Kelemvor, saying, no, you don't tell me who can come back and who cannot. I will save this soul because he is doing the good work of Kelemvor. It feels as though a warning is coming to you from Kelemvor, and the chill is growing. In the room where you guys are sitting, I mean, the town you chose to meet up in was literally the town that you guys had met in so many years beforehand. Granted, back then, they looked at most of you as freak shows. They hated you. Literally threw bottles at some of you and drew swords on others. And a few bones were broken that day, and apologies weren't necessarily said. But years later, you guys are seen as heroes in this town. And so when you just chose to sit in the tavern and have your drinks, they cleared out. They gave you the bartender and said, it's on us, please, do what you can, and drink what you'd like, and we'll take care of it for you. That's a tavern that you see yourself sitting in, and there's Bill. Hey, Bill. Bill's sitting in the sitting behind there, just not really listening, just trying to give you your space. When once again you feel that creeping feeling happen. So where we're gonna kind of pan in is they're having there's a little less spirit than they usually do. They're talking the story about the time when they actually first met the last member of their party, the Minotaur that had joined them at one point in time off of an island somewhere.
Remember back when I thought you guys were my enemies?
Yeah. You almost took my eye out.
Yeah.
Narrowly avoided that one.
Pointy horns have their uses.
Huh.
I'll never forget that fight. So close to killing you, but you're a cooler friend than dead.
Yeah, maybe next time you guys shouldn't be at the side of my dead shipmates.
I was searching the same thing. You know that.
But it was not your time to die by our hands.
Necromancer.
I'm still undecided.
Well, we can go back to the fight pit if you want to try again.
I draw my bow.
Oh, dear friends, I fear that this is not the time for such things. We come together for other reasons.
You feel it in the air, don't you?
There's something that I feel in my bones. It is not good. I think that they want us to pay our debt.
It's not our debt to pay.
Of course you would look at me at that point.
Of course I would. You almost took my eye out. I'm still mad about that.
But what about the times that he has saved your life?
How many times do I actually remember?
That is not of his fault. That is yours.
Shouldn't bring that much beer to the party.
Here, have another pint.
Oh, thank you very much.
Almost as if on cue, the bartender, hey Bill, starts making his way over with another couple of pitchers. He, of course, he's no fool. He places down 2 pitchers in front of the Minotaur himself. Very large, broad in stature. It certainly can hold down his drink. And then goes about and places another pitcher down for the ladies to share amongst them. And it's 3 in front of the human that travels amongst them. Because despite his small stature comparatively, he can certainly hold his own. After Bill puts those down,
Can I
you guys
purify
say,
the water?
Absolutely. Oh, that's just rude.
I'm joking.
I'm immune to it these days anyways.
It's one of those, oh, you're getting a tipsy? Lesser restoration. Oh, sorry.
I still wear the periapts.
It's the only thing you can best me at.
I can shoot fire out of my hands better than you can as well. Am I wrong?
Nonsense.
Am I wrong?
Yeah, but my fire sets ablaze, so it's fine enough.
It's fine enough.
As you guys continue your conversation, and Bill starts making his way back across the tavern over to check his stock and see exactly how much he was donating to you guys heading into the town and whatnot. You hear it almost sound like a sack of potatoes hitting the ground, or at least to an untrained ear. Unfortunately, all of you know that sounds better than most. Well, certainly you better than most. It definitely sounded like someone dropping and hitting the ground. That sickening crack of a skull smashing against wooden planks. Everybody's heads just kind of snap up and look.
I will look over that way. I'll look that way. I have a passive 23 perception.
Absolutely, of course. So we'll get to that one in a
need
second.
to fight.
So as you guys look over that way, you notice that Bill, who had just stepped behind the actual bar itself, can't be seen. He's not there, and you're pretty sure that's where the sound had come from. Perhaps one of you jumping to go and see.
Yeah, I'll step forward.
Stepping forward to go check and see how Bill is. Before you even get as far as where the bar is itself, that's when you hear it. It's almost like a scraping noise, crunching and cracking of wood. It's not from the actual behind the bar, but over into another doorway where you see where the pantry is, where he always keeps, his good stock of stuff hidden underneath the rice. Anyways, over in the pantry area, that's when you hear kind of a crunching noise.
I like draw my mace and I hold it out and I go to open the door and I'm like gonna hit whatever comes out of the
I'm following
pantry door.
right behind you
yeah.
as
I
well.
want to follow as
drawn.
well, stealthily as possible.
Just out of curiosity, when we walk through that door, do we see Bill on the ground at all?
So as you guys are, because none of you guys heard the crunching, but obviously knowing your friend and the way that she's reacting, immediately you jump up to follow after her. I imagine you actually, instead of following directly, you rush over to the bar itself to look at Bill. So as you guys are making your way over, going to look behind the bar, you open up the door, what you actually end up seeing is this very large, grotesque-looking creature before you. First of all, it is way too large to stand inside the space that it's in. So it's kind of hunched over and small in the area, and it's literally digging through the stock for all the sweets and whatnot that Bill keeps inside of his bar. Grains of rice, literally fistfuls of grains of rice in one hand, the chocolates that he has hidden in the other, and stuffing them into his face. It is a large, grotesque body that stands before you, jam-packed in this tiny space. Definitely too small to contain it, like I was just saying. It takes you a moment to recognize what it is, but you can smell the stink of evil off of it. You can actually roll me a religion check really quickly, Maggie, and everybody else, you can roll me perception checks, and I'll tell you what.
Oh no, I rolled a 1.
21.
I got a 20.
I got 23.
Perfect.
I got a 15.
Pulling up the rear with 15.
Yeah, I rolled a 1.
What was the total?
That's it.
Solid
For
one.
religion?
Yeah.
You don't have a modifier for
It's
religion?
int, so I don't have a modifier. I'm not an int. I'm wisdom, charisma,
Wisdom.
dex,
Telling
and
you.
strength base, man. I got it.
I forgot that your character doesn't have a religion modifier. I know what my God wants. Trust me.
I get visions. It's fine.
So you would you look through and the beast that you see before you. You honestly have no clue what it is. You think it might be a hill giant or something like that. Honestly, the crack that you see immediately in front of you definitely looks like a hill giant's crack. You've bumped into a few of them.
I hold my mace up and I look at the creature and I shout to it, "Fiend, thief, what is it that you're doing here?"
As you're shouting out the thing, you guys looking around the corner, you do in fact see Bill is just dead.
Okay, I was going to cast Spare the Dying on him if I saw him, but
Maybe that could work. You know what I mean? Because he's certainly, you don't
Yeah.
see breathing or anything like that.
Yeah.
That is potentially could work.
I'm going to run up to him and cast Spare the Dying on him. And,
Absolutely. So like run around the bar, sort
Yeah,
of? Absolutely.
yeah. Well, I'm actually jumping over the bar, and Bill's a good friend. He brings me lots of beer. It's, you know.
I want to see an acrobatics for that one.
Sure, yeah, absolutely.
I didn't follow behind. I'm just drinking beer.
Oh, it's just at that
17.
17? Awesome. So you hop over the bar, you know what I mean? Not knocking over anything on the way. Precious beer, you can't waste it.
Of course.
And drop to your knee in front of Bill and immediately start casting your spell to try to save him.
Yeah,
Awesome.
absolutely.
Your character is, of course, sneaking up behind your companion, Endry, making sure that she is seeing what it is that she's encountering. You see her hollering at this beast or speaking to this beast, and you see it trying to turn around to engage, but honestly, it's just too big for the space that it's in. And then in a moment's notice, it's just gone. It's not even there anymore. And then it's standing almost over you and behind you. Its massive belly is sagging over its, we'll call it belt area. The head's furry from down below. The belly is so close you can literally feel the heat and moisture coming off of it as it's eating chocolate and a fistful of rice grains that falling in your hair over you. Looking up at its face, it is horrible looking. Kind of like a warthog with an orc, but this massive face with just skin sagging off of it, right? Huge tusks coming out of it. You're actually behind the creature, and so you can actually see these tiny little wings sitting behind it. All of you guys may now roll me a religion check, except for you.
Yeah, I'm busy.
You're probably going to roll me a medicine check to check on him.
Sure.
I got a
Religion.
4.
Oh, that's a 2. That's a solid 2.
Oh, that's a
but I was actually just
7.
going to cast Cure Wounds on him. if
Oh,
possible.
immediately afterwards?
Yeah,
Oh, my
immediately
apologies.
afterwards. Yeah.
I'm sorry, I put your words in wrong.
7.
No, I'm
7?
Lucky number 5.
All right,
All right.
awesome.
So can I roll the cure wounds on Bill there?
Absolutely, you can roll cure
All
wounds
right,
instead of
thank
doing
you.
that.
Well, it's 2 but plus. Hold on, plus 9 I think.
He's a commoner, it's fine.
Yeah.
So you actually cast
Yeah.
cure wounds on him.
Yeah, just
And-
at level 1. But
And he doesn't move.
okay.
He doesn't move at all. Unfortunately, you think that it didn't work out. Back to
Okay.
you, Maggie. So when you had seen that, you said your words, you raised your mace, called this thing a fiend, and it tried to turn, shuffled a little bit, then disappeared and appeared on the other side. You can literally feel its evil from across the room pulling at you. And so you turn to regard the thing. And now that you see it standing full up, you don't know what this creature is called, but you can just tell the evil coming off of it. One thing that you know comes to mind, one thing that you can just feel like in the back of your mind almost whispering to you. You can definitely feel something whispering to you and telling you the word Tanari.
Tanari?
Tanari.
Okay.
I'm going to reach out and try and grab its tiny little wings.
Sure. So it is, well, how tall is your character again?
He's tall.
Like a 8 foot something, I think?
Yeah.
So it's like
Tall.
20 feet tall, so it's still like a reach up. But you still more or less, you try to like stand up from the table and go over to reach up the thing.
Yep.
Okay. So you go over and try to get up and start walking towards the thing. And that's when the creature will actually turn to like take a half step, like turn a half moon step, and back up a little bit so you're all regarding. And he's still eating his food and kind of like letting the grains of rice fall and everything, and is regarding all of you. I don't know if you continue to approach or okay. So you continue to approach. He looks at you, and your character's not afraid.
Nope.
You've fought dragons, you fought beasts, you fought all sorts of creatures before, but you can definitely feel power coming from this thing. This is something that you know that just toying with it is not going to work. If you're going to come at this beast, you need to come at it with everything that you have. When it turns to regard all of you, through the food that it has in its mouth is falling down, it finally says, well, I've come for what's ours.
It doesn't seem you are here for something that is yours. I see you taking things that are belonging to other people.
What people?
I look down at Bill.
The man you killed, my friend. He brings me beer.
I'd like to check on Bill.
Sure. So, I mean, you can, it's one of those things you can see even just by, you know each other so well, you can see the look in his eyes. You can get that, you can get the whole, he's not here. I don't know if you choose to approach any further than that.
I can't like stabilize him.
He already
I've
tried.
Oh,
I cast
okay.
Spare the Dying right away, and he was gone already.
Okay.
Um,
And I know him. I know he has Spare the Dying, so.
yeah.
Okay.
I am mad. I'd like to Misty step behind him and stab him in the ass.
Absolutely. So you guys more or less immediately as you started speaking, every one of you is angry for your own reasons,
Yeah.
right?
Yeah.
Seeing this creature, you can feel that this is probably the thing that was coming for you the whole while. As this creature's appearing, why don't we actually just roll for initiative
Sure.
so we can kind of
Yeah.
add an order to this?
That'll be 14 for me.
Beautiful.
17 for me.
12.
13 for me.
Give me one moment, so I'm going to have you repeat all of those numbers.
Sure.
I was listening.
Fair enough.
All right.
Yeah, I got like.
All right, so I heard a 17.
Yes, for me.
Mag 17. Who's
I had a 14.
14? That is Will 14.
Tyler, you had
Someone's not
13,
too
is that
bad.
right?
Yep, I had 13.
Ty 13. Who else?
12.
Docs 12.
I blame the alcohol.
Adri?
Me too.
21.
honestly.
21.
Nice.
Wow, I actually got these all in order. Like this
Beautiful.
This worked out perfect.
Perfect.
At this point, I would look over at you and say, Tiefling, what are you waiting for? Rearrange his guts.
I was gonna get to that. You think you can kill our friend Bill and get away alive? I say to the beast.
Yeah. So when you say that to him,
I want to put as much space between me and him and actually just take out my short bow
Sure.
and aim right for his neck.
so as you
Whatever part of the neck.
Yeah.
Pierce.
Which
There's a lot
neck?
of it.
Which neck are you looking for? It's like the 5th chain or the 9th? Like,
The ninth sector to the left.
sure. Go right for the fold, so it doesn't like
Right
stop.
into the fold.
There you go. Perfect. So it's one of those things. As you say these words to him and you start backing up and drawing your bow, you notice he doesn't even turn to regard you. He's still looking at specifically at your Minotaur friend.
Oh,
But
right.
I'm gonna roll your attack roll.
Yes.
Yep,
Yes,
absolutely.
absolutely. So let's see.
so just as a reminder, in the first round of combat, when you attack a creature that hasn't acted yet,
And it'll be stealth, right? So I got 16
No,
for
with
attack.
Your bow.
Oh, the bow! I got 15.
15, beautiful.
Yes.
So your 15 is a hit, but as a reminder again, because of your assassinate ability, when you attack a creature that has not attacked yet, you actually give your extra.
It's not for assassinate though.
5. I think it's an extra.
Assassinate, it has to be with advantage. You have to be attacking with advantage for assassinate.
Advantages on attack rolls that haven't taken a turn in combat yet.
And
that's
that's how you
advantage.
get
There
your
you
sneak
go.
attack down.
So you should be
roll
rolling a
another
second
d20.
time.
Roll another d20.
I was just looking for the
Keep that
phrasing.
one.
Yep,
Roll the
there you
next
go.
one.
Oh, that's 13. That's even better.
So
So
now
13
it's
plus
21.
9 is 21.
21 is definitely a hit, and because you rolled with advantage, you actually do get your sneak attack damage on that one.
Sweet, sweet, sweet.
So roll for damage.
And in addition, any
Normal
hit that you.
four,
Oh, he's not
No,
surprised.
he's not surprised.
Yeah.
Yeah, roll
Oh, he's
one.
not surprised?
Yeah,
so
that's
D6.
that's the part
1d6.
that's. Yeah.
So you're going to do
D6.
your d6 for your bow, and then don't forget to roll your other 5d6 for your sneak attack.
All right, I got 4. Oh, man.
So that's
4 plus your
Another
bow
5.
modifier, which
9.
yeah.
Really good roll.
9, 15,
Oh, that's beautiful.
17, 21, 25, 29.
29.
Okay.
Thank you.
So
Math is so
good.
much closer.
It's a good start to the roll.
Certainly a good
So I
start to the
guess
roll.
I get him nice deep in the neck.
Okay. So you say your words, you back up, drawing your arrow, you're drawing your bow, and you take that shot, and you absolutely hit. And it literally right into his neck. You can actually see the force of the arrow causes everything to jiggle for a second, and then he will blink slowly and then break eye contact with the Minotaur, and then he'll look to make eye contact with you. The next one up, his attention's still not on you, is actually going to be you, Maggie.
How far away am I from it now? Because it's
Yeah, because the way that he had teleported away from you, he's actually only about 20 feet.
okay, so I can get up to him.
Absolutely.
I
The
will.
bar is rather large because they kept expanding on it as you guys kept pulling in a huge crowd over the years.
Yeah.
But it's not massive.
I will rush over and I will also hit it with my mace. For a 20, nat 20.
There you go.
So
Yeah.
20, a 29.
Beautiful. First crit of the day.
I am using a Mace of Disruption, so I actually do 2d6 extra damage.
Absolutely.
So I'm actually going to do
What do you mean,
3D
Maggie? You don't know what this
3d6.
creature is before you.
I'm pretty sure I do. So I'm doing 11, 15 damage.
15 damage. Beautiful. And then
that with the
the other
critical?
part doesn't kick in.
That's with,
Cool.
oh no, that's not
No,
with
that's
the critical.
not with the critical.
I have to
That's
roll one
just
more
from the
d6, right?
No, you all your
All of
D6s
it.
get
All
rolled.
of it.
Yep.
Double
Just go add your
yeah.
modifier again.
All right,
So you're
so
at-
6, 10 more.
10 more,
25.
so 25. Sexy. Love
Beautiful.
it.
Yeah,
This is going very well.
This is actually going to
Well done,
disgustingly well.
everybody. We're the gang's back together again.
So immediately after, like you hit him, so you go rushing out after him with your mace. So you're rushing forward and hit him with your mace. Once you do that, he actually, like where your mace hits him, it doesn't just cause like the blubber to start like flowing outwards with like huge ripples and whatnot. You actually cause him to stumble for a second because of the force behind the blow.
Can it be like a blow that hits him with like a shining radiant light type of thing? That'd be cool.
Absolutely,
Sweet.
absolutely. So it's literally the brilliant light that comes off of it. The light that sometimes literally emits from your skin itself. Your mace actually glowing at times when you're wielding it. That light hits the thing. It causes him to stumble to the side. And even though beforehand you had a hunch, now because the way you see your mace react, you know that
I
this is.
am going to look towards our Minotaur friend here and look to him and say, "This is what was coming for us. I can feel it." And that's all I got.
Of course, no.
That's my round.
So as your radiant energy is literally spilling across his body, burning into him in that area, all of a sudden that color doesn't just fade away. It actually starts to change and shift. Blues, greens, reds, oranges, blacks, everything just starts to shift faster and faster and faster, and then explodes outwards into an area of 15 feet. So that actually puts everybody in the area except for you, because you had actually, my apologies, you as well, you backed up a considerable amount. And you who are behind the bar and kind of just ducking down and taking care of Bill, you guys are outside of it. The other three of you, I need you to make me a wisdom saving throw.
Wisdom saving
no.
throw. Oh, okay. I think I get advantage on
Oh,
this.
wisdom is
so-
good. All right.
Yeah, wisdom
I'm
I get
fine.
advantage on. So
Except for I rolled a net one.
no!
Oh no.
Ooh, good thing
a
I got
big three.
advantage.
So,
14.
and
9.
9, okay. I like the way this is going. This makes me happy.
21.
21,
Yeah.
okay. So, so you two,
I will back up.
actually get frightened. So when you see the scintillating energy come off of you, again, beforehand when you had looked at this creature, you had felt power, just raw power coming off of him. Now you can feel that power combined with evil, and it's how intensely it's directed at you. You hadn't seen that original idea yourself, Doxy, but you do feel it now. And it literally is and putting fear into your heart. I'll give you the fear condition in a second. Who's actually up next? That is going to be, and as soon as you hit that too, he actually leans into the stumble and starts backing up a little bit more. And so he's actually over by the door itself. Now, if he was a much smaller creature, maybe he would have ducked out of the door. But instead, he bumped his head on the ceiling that was kind of slanted inwards, and has his back against the wall. Next up is going to be Will.
Yeah, so I am going to point at him and I'm going to say, you may be coming for him, but you do not know what's coming for you. And I'm going to roll, and I'm going to cast Toll the Dead on him.
Okay.
And he has to make a wisdom saving throw with a DC of 17.
Ooh. Wisdom save, DC 17. I'll take that. I'll take those odds. It makes it safe.
Makes it safe.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Ooh.
And just as a reminder for the two of you, the ones that are frightened, you cannot willingly approach your target, and you have disadvantage on attack rolls against them. Okay?
Don't we actively have to run away?
No, not with frightened. That's
No,
gonna,
no.
yeah.
You just
don't have
can't
to
move
actually run
towards
away.
it.
Excellent.
Then I'm actually going to spend a sorcery point and quicken a spell here.
Sure.
And because I'm mad that he ignored that pretty much. And
Nice.
you know what? Yeah, this seems like a completely reasonable decision to do. I'm going to cast Guiding Bolt on him,
Okay, I was like, what?
which I'm actually going to add 2d4 to that with my Favored by the Gods ability.
Nice.
Because that was bad, but that's much better now.
Okay.
So that is 5, 11 plus 9 is 20 to hit.
20 to hit. That is actually going to hit the creature. Yep.
Yeah, great,
Perfect.
cool. Yeah, okay. So Guiding Bolt is... I'm just casting this at level 1 to give the next person advantage.
Of course,
so
of course.
46 radiant damage,
Yep.
which is 12.
12
radiant damage.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome.
And that does nothing else. I'll take the 12 damage. Thank you, sir.
Yep.
When you feed that radiant energy into the creature, it's not that it doesn't hurt it, because it clearly does. You can see the creature literally just, like, you can see its face contorting with more anger and frustration than it is pain. But you can definitely tell you're harming the creature.
Yeah.
But that just intensifies the amount of scintillating light that is around it.
Right.
After you is going to be Tyler. Now, Tyler, you had already approached the creature, and you already got into a range where you could have actually hit it with your weapon if you wanted to.
Yeah.
But because of the fact that he had backed away, he was backing away from taking the hit, you actually weren't able, you're a distance from him now. Only about 10 feet, but still.
Okay, and with his spell, then I would even out and be normal, right?
If you attack him, correct, but you can't approach him if you're thinking melee.
Yeah. So I think I'm gonna go ahead and take out my javelin. Not gonna imbue it with the lightning. I'm not gonna say the command word for the Zeus, just because it doesn't feel right. And I'm gonna go ahead and throw my javelin towards his head.
Sure, go right ahead. Now,
You have
I'll get him right next
disadvantage.
time.
Oh my god.
But then
Okay,
I
so
give
you
him advantage
evened it out.
with
nice.
Guiding Bolt,
Nice.
so it's a
Yeah.
normal roll.
Well
Yeah.
done, sir.
That's why I did it.
Thank you, my pirate friend.
I
almost
knew
like it
you
was
had
planned.
against
It like
disadvantage.
that worked out well.
So I got 19.
Oh, that 19 sexy. That's awesome. You hit.
Yep.
It's like we
And
almost all of a sudden just clicked and we're like in combat again.
It's gonna do 7 damage.
7 more points of damage, and anything else added on top of that? Any other effects?
It's just a regular javelin, so no.
Perfect. So no lightning damage or anything like that because of the type of javelins?
I would
Okay,
have to
couldn't recall.
speak the command word for it.
Nope, not a problem. Perfect. So we do the 7 points of damage to him. Thank you very much. So you take the javelin and you hurl the thing at the creature, and you definitely hit it. It actually lands in its shoulder. But it's not like it punctures all the way through and like hits into its muscle or piercing through bone like you usually do with the sheer force of any throw that you make, right? Unfortunately, it just kind of gets caught in the fat and just ends up like dangling there, much like a pin you forgot in a shirt. Right, it just ends up kind of like dangling there, and as it like moves and shifts, you see the javelin like hilt just kind of like flopping about as the thing is moving about. But you definitely heard it still. After you, sir, if you're not doing anything else with your turn,
For my bonus action, I'm gonna go ahead and get into a rage.
awesome. Anyone you want to describe that at all? Or?
He just kind of steps back and flexes and pounds his chest,
Yes.
getting
Attaboy.
ready for an onslaught.
He all
One
of
of
a
those-
sudden doesn't have a shirt on.
Yeah, no, all of a sudden the shirt is gone.
Yeah, like the next scene, he's just missing a shirt.
It's like a combination of trying to intimidate while also just getting his blood flowing and getting him amped up.
There you go. All right. After you is finally bottom of initiative. Doxy,
Poor Doxy.
Okay, so what enemy type is this?
It's a really good question. Did I have you roll religion earlier?
You did,
Okay, so you didn't.
but I do have favored enemy fiend.
Correct. So you didn't make the religion check to know all the details, but I will tell you, you can definitely tell just as well as she can with the evil permeating through the air. You can definitely tell this is a fiend.
Okay.
No doubt in your mind.
I have advantage, so I get to roll one instead of two.
Yay! Normal rolls.
Wait a second, hold on. Did your guiding bolt remind me? Does that give advantage to the
Only
next?
to the
just
next
one-
attack. Next attack
okay,
only.
gotcha,
Yep.
okay.
Oh, also, could you tell me, is there like rafters in the ceiling?
So there actually are. There are like little areas that you can jump up to if you wanted to, because the ceiling does come to like an apex. You know what I mean? So you
Yeah.
can't look up there. But the creature is so tall that it's actually head is kind of brushing on the ceiling, kind of hunched over a little bit because it's
All
20
right,
feet tall.
yeah, forget it. Okay, so I would just shoot the fiend.
Yes.
I rolled a 12. Hold on.
Plus your 13.
Yeah, that's a
Give it
25 to hit.
Jesus.
That's
Yes.
a 25 to hit.
Plus 13.
You hit.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So we're
You're
gonna
a
go
little plus
ahead.
13. Like you can't beat a plus 13.
Yeah.
It's ridiculous.
That's just insane.
I need a D8.
Do you have one out?
Yes.
Good.
Okay. That is
That
an
is
8.
not a D8.
This is not
That
a
is a
D8.
D12.
That is a D12.
It is the
Where's
diamond-shaped
D8?
one.
Thank you. Thank you.
How many do you need?
Just one
Okay.
right now. Okay, that's a 5 plus 7, so that's 12 damage. And then hold on though,
Favorite enemy.
since this is the first, since this is the first round of combat, I
Yeah.
also have Dread Ambusher, which means that I get an additional weapon attack.
Yep.
So let's go ahead and do that, guy.
You also just have an additional weapon attack because you're a ranger.
Yep, we'll do that next. So that's gonna be a 17 to hit.
Wait,
so, 27 to hit.
27.
You hit?
Thank you.
Okay.
Yeah.
There you
I was
go.
like,
And then,
Hold on there. That's a 14. You had 13.
so that's 11 more damage.
Okay.
And we'll go ahead and attack him one more time, just
With the dread ambusher
because I
ability.
get
Yeah.
the extra attack.
And it's 27.
27,
Okay.
Oh, this is just
oh, I
ridiculous.
forgot I had 2 attacks.
and
Yeah,
that's
well,
10 more
yeah.
damage.
Okay, but actually, so just as a reminder, your Dread Ambusher ability, if you hit with that third Dread Ambusher ability, you actually do a small amount of extra damage. I have it written right there for you.
Yeah.
I think it's actually
An extra D8.
There you go, perfect.
3 more damage.
3 more damage, perfect.
Nice.
Oh, that gives me a nice rounded number that I like having on here.
Yeah.
Ouch!
Yeah.
All right, so.
I totally have.
Yeah.
Sorry.
All right, so that
You're
was
good.
that was your turn. Do you want to describe that because that was a flurry of.
Okay, so she's terrified, and she's actually, what she's doing is making herself sparse. She's kind of backing up and just loosing arrow after arrow as she tries to back towards an open door.
I like that.
Yeah.
That's great.
So as you're backing up, taking these shots, one of the things I think you actually forgot to add to your damage is the fact that because he's a favorite enemy, you get +4 damage for each attack that hits
Yeah,
against
I
him.
do.
So it's not
That's
just
an
that your attacks
additional
hit
12.
and did all the damage that you just did right there. Doing the 12 more, it's because every attack hit a vital spot. You've seen these creatures before. You know where its weak spots are, and by that I mean the skinny spots. You know where those spots are. You know how to get that crick right by the knee. You know how to get inside the elbow. And all those areas that when you hit the creature, as opposed to the other ones beforehand, or similar to when the cleric had hit the creature before and it caused it to stumble backwards, it is actually hurting it. You can see it's getting genuinely angry now. It went from, okay, this is funny, to, all right, this is a little frustrating, to, no, this is not how this is going to play.
now.
This ends now, exactly. Yeah, that little extra
I'm
damage.
still scared.
And you should be.
Do they get to roll anything for the frightened, or is this one of the
Yep,
frightened?
that's what I'm actually doing right now. So
Cool.
at the end of your turn, you get to roll a saving throw to see if you can break the frightened effect. Just a wisdom save.
Wisdom.
Yep. Choose the end of your turn, but just all at once, bottom of initiative.
17.
That's a big 5.
There you go. So unfortunately, you're still, despite the fact you know this creature is, because of the fact that you know this
Yeah.
creature is, you're actually genuinely scared of making your way towards that back door. Because things can go one way or the other, and you need to make sure
Charlotte
you
don't play.
There you go. You, however, you've seen it hurt. You've seen it bleed. You yourself made it bleed.
Oh, and I got into a rage.
Absolutely. Clear
I'm
that
ready.
mind. So back to the top of initiative. It's actually going to be Adriosa.
All right.
So Armina,
Yes.
we could really use you just gutting it right now.
All right. I have boots of jump. Or no, I have a ring of jump.
Yep.
And I know there's a little bit of distance between us, but I use those boots to just leap towards his face, and I take out my dagger of venom, and I just go straight for here.
Absolutely.
So let's see if this happens. 4.
Plus whatever your attack is.
That's
Just
gonna be
10,
plus 10.
14.
So that's 14.
14.
Crap.
Could you also make me an athletics check?
Yeah, of course. All right, so
Uh-oh.
so I got 6 plus 8. That's 14
Okay.
again.
So your character takes about one step forward, like literally one step and then a launch forward, bringing yourself to try to catch this creature, try to stab him. It's literally one of those things where you're flying across the air, holding out your dagger, getting ready to stab him, and he literally just swats you. The worst part about getting swatted and landing, flopping on the ground right next to him, and you're knocked prone on the ground right next to him.
Right
The
next
worst
to
part
him.
about that is just the amount of just like sweat from the back of his hand that's just kind of like all over your body.
Disgusting. First you eat my favorite chocolate, now you put your sweat on me. Oh, he's gonna die.
Is that how you're going to do for your turn, or?
I mean, I would like to try to tumble away.
Absolutely.
A little bit further.
Bonus action, disengage, and then
Yeah.
move back. Absolutely, you don't have to roll.
Nope.
You can
Oh.
actually just bonus action, disengage, and you can
Disengage
describe.
and just roll even further away, wiping the disgusting sweat off my face.
It's one of those hit the ground, wipe it off, and then push back, and awesome.
Really pissed. I slipped on some rice. It was rice.
Totally rice.
Totally rice.
Maggie,
All right.
backed up against the corner, had a bunch of attacks made against him. You started his stumbling backwards.
And he hasn't hit anybody else yet.
He has not done a single attack beyond the scintillation.
All right, well, I'm just going to attack him again. I don't feel like anyone needs any blessings right now, so we're going to go for it. So we've got
Don't wanna bless the
14
big
plus
bull.
9. I'm pretty sure that hits.
What was that?
So 14 plus 9, I'm pretty sure that hits. And I will
what do you
roll
want me?
my 3d6.
Turn me
So
into a
10,
giant, just
11,
break the whole house.
12.
Yeah, I mean, I could. You want
Plus
it?
my 5 is
Turn
17.
you into one of him.
17 points of damage.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wait, maybe. I don't know if it works that way. I hope I could. That'd be fun.
Yeah, this time I take my mace, and as he made an opening for me, I just go for like the knee.
There you go. So
Yeah.
it's literally one of those things, as he made the opening with the javelin, like you were just saying, she's literally flying across the air. He takes the arrow in one of his knees, which kind of like supposed, and you just go for the knee that has all the
Yeah.
weight. And when you
Never adventure
smash
again.
that knee again, all that scintillating energy going against it and burning into it long after the impact of the blow, it actually falls down to that knee that you just smashed into. It can't support its weight anymore. When it hits the ground, you can literally see the planks depress inwards. Lots of cracking happens. The way he falls backwards against the wall itself also starts to crack and open. The door starts to get warped from him being there. All this damage, just like he's now down before you.
Yeah, I look down at him and I just kind of look to my Minotaur friend and I say, and then I look back at him and I'm like, it will not be today. You will not take him.
So because of the fact that he's dropped down, he's still so massive that even just kind of like sitting up a little bit with his shoulders and everything, he towers over you.
Yeah.
He's still so massive. He looks at you, and the angry pains look and everything that was in his face, as you say your little taunts to him, that all fades away, and he gets a little happy, tusky smile in your direction. Disappears. Perception checks.
Like,
Ooh, that's not good.
Okay.
That's 11 for me.
Do I get advantage on
That'll be
perception
21
checks?
for me.
No,
20.
maybe.
14?
Hold on, I need to read this. Ah, that's dodge away. It's
Yeah,
not.
no.
I like the look on his Tyler's face.
Awesome.
I can see it from here.
So you know, a few of you, I think 2 of you rolled above a 15. Anybody
Yeah.
who rolled above a 15 actually heard the ceiling itself creaking a little bit. They actually heard it creaking.
up
maybe
in
saw
the
a little bit of dust
rafters?
fall. Not in the
Okay,
rafters
I was
themselves.
like, oh
He's
my
on the
gosh.
roof, yeah.
But you heard a little bit of creaking and whatnot happening out there.
Outside?
You heard from the actual ceiling over your head. You hear creaking and you can see a little bit of dust falling.
Okay,
Just
I
the
already
two of
said
you.
my 6 seconds of words, so I can't talk.
Yep. No, you can speak up.
Okay,
for
all
action.
right, then I will say, I think he's above us.
How far is it to outside?
He was immediately in front of the door.
Where am
you-
I, though, from where I am?
You were behind the bar beforehand, so you're actually going to have to hopping over around the bar, probably 30 feet just to get to the door, plus opening and going out.
So another 5 feet to open and go out, basically. I'd have to dash, basically. Well, yeah, you know what? I'll dash and I'll go out. Can I see him on the roof?
Yep. So as you like open
Cool.
the door, you can get out by about like say 15 feet or so, and you're like backing up and looking around and looking at the roof. You can actually see he is in fact up on the roof, and he's kind of like as he's up there and he's got his balance and whatnot. You can see he seems to be concentrating on something.
Yeah,
but
you
you're
know
not
what?
sure what it is.
I'm gonna use another sorcery point and quicken another spell so I can use my bonus action to cast lightning bolt at him.
Nice.
So I'm just gonna do that real quick. So one moment. I have. What is that? What is the roll for lightning bolt? Oh no, it's not. It's just he has
make a save.
to. He has to make a dexterity save.
Yep.
He's looking for a 17.
So you hurl your roll your damage. My apologies.
Sure, 8d6. One moment.
Jeez.
1,
Do you
2,
need
3,
one?
4. No, I should be okay. I have 6 here. Yeah, I need 2 more. So 1, and then can I
Right
roll one of
here.
yours? Oh no, never mind. I got it. It's fine. Everything's fine. So that is 1, 2, 3. So here we go. Sorry, that's 12. No, that's 11.
I flipped it. It was a 6
Oh, okay. Sorry.
when
so
I
then
pulled it together. That's
12
my fault.
plus 5 is 17. Plus 6 is 23.
23 damage. 1 second. That's thank you. So you hurl your lightning bolt at him, and you can just see when the lightning bolt hits the creature, it barely affects it. It literally, it's like you throw the lightning bolt at him. You're pretty sure the javelin did more.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It just seems
Yeah.
like the magic doesn't even bother him. Doesn't even
Yeah.
break his concentration at all for what he's doing.
All right. I'm going to shout at him and say, so what, you're a coward now?
Doesn't respond.
I'm 6 beers in, and you're up there doing what?
Doesn't respond.
I'm going to yell back in then and say, you guys should probably leave there. He's focusing on something. Don't want him to take the whole building with him.
Okay.
Okay. So
I might have missed the boat because I stepped outside.
after that's gonna be Tyler. Sorry, no, sorry. Yeah, Tyler. There you
Yep.
go.
So you're the only one outside.
I am.
Currently, yeah.
So my idea of taking down the building is not a good plan.
You know what? It could be worse.
So I'm going to go ahead and... can I roll a secondary perception check at the beginning of my turn or no? I'm trying to figure out where he is because I know he's outside and I know he's on the roof.
Well, you mean you can? Oh, you mean where he is amongst the roof itself?
Yes.
Like
Yeah,
if
roll
you
a
wanted to
perception check for me.
stab like through the
Yeah,
roof,
yeah, yeah.
I get where he's
skewer
going with
him.
this.
Yeah, I see where it's going. Yep.
14.
Okay. So you do the 14. Honestly, it's one of those things where because of the fact that he's one of those, you look out there, you take a moment, you see where he's looking, you look up, you're like, all right, there. That's the spot. I'm almost positive that's the spot.
All right. So I'm going to climb now as fast as I can up to the rafters.
Is that athletics? Because if it's athletics and you're raging, you should have advantage on that.
He does.
Oh, so I got to roll another one.
Oh,
Oh, that's good that you got advantage on it. Oh no! Oh my gosh, is that double one?
So he rolled
No,
a 2
no,
and a
it's
3.
Okay.
Two and a
Oh my
three.
God.
2 and a 3.
But it's still 12.
Yeah.
So this is
From
what
here, it's
happens. You
bad.
go over to the rafters themselves, and you go over to the rafter, you try to climb up.
That was
them.
amazing.
So you grab the rafter, you start pulling at it,
It makes me very happy.
It just breaks.
and then you go over to the other one. You just grab like over by the base, where it's a little bit stronger. And you grab it, you start doing like one of those, chin-ups, like with your shoulder, and you start hoisting yourself up onto it. And right as you get to the first leg over, that one breaks, and you come falling back down to your feet below. Hooves in the ground. You don't fall or anything, but you're still you don't get up.
All right, screw it. I'm mad. I'm going to throw my javelin at him. 28.
This is your other javelin, or not the one that's still sticking in him?
Yeah, new javelin.
Okay. So so you just kind of like aiming for a spot, and you're hoping to kind of like break
Yep.
through. You know what? It's a really good throw. Do me a favor. Roll me a strength check.
Strength check.
Yeah. This is gonna be with advantage again.
Plus 5 on it as well.
18.
That's much better.
18?
Three,
Okay.
That was the alternate.
Yeah.
So
there.
you throw the javelin. It definitely pierces through the wall. What was your initial chance to hit? Sorry.
28.
That's 28. I'm just gonna give you disadvantage on that attack roll. So roll that other one again, and we'll see which the lower of the two is. Sorry.
It's
Get out
still
of
going to
order.
be 24.
Okay. You throw the javelin through the roof and hit the creature anyways, please.
Deal some damage.
11 damage.
Thank you very much. Do 11 points of damage. Give me 1 second. And, okay. After you, sir. So you do that. You more or less, you look at the thing, you're like, there. You try to climb up, break down, screw it, grab the javelin, hurl through, and you can hear the creature like stumble back a step because it didn't expect the thing to come up and hit it on the inside of its thigh.
Nope, I
You know
took
what I
my
mean?
back hard.
After your turn, it goes to Doc.
I still have another
Yeah.
attack.
So I had been backing towards.
Sorry.
Oh,
I
sorry.
get 2 attacks.
Yep.
Do you have a third javelin? You had 3 javelins on your character?
No. Does he?
I think I had 2.
You got
Two?
2.
Yeah, so I'm out of javelins then.
Okay, my apologies, but you can still move you move out a little bit or whatever.
I'm gonna make my way outside now.
Okay, so I had been backing towards the door. How far do I have to go?
This being the back door, you're almost there. You're about 10 feet away from the door itself.
Okay, so I would back up until I could see the creature.
Yep.
Um,
So you go over to the door, open it up, and keep backing up. What's your character speed again?
30.
Can you dash?
I
think you
can.
can. Okay, perfect. You can dash as a bonus action. You would use that to be able to get out the door and back up enough to get an angle to actually see the creature.
That's what I do.
Perfect.
Am I still afraid?
You had failed your save last time, so absolutely you are.
Dang it. Okay.
At least he's still a fiend.
Well, I guess she's just still backing. She's just still backing up. But she just backed up really fast for a second, and as soon as she saw him, she's just like, "Nope, not today, sucker." And
The entire
we're gonna.
combat, you're just walking back. I'm just gonna keep.
Hey, I mean, if it works, it works.
You don't turn your back to a fiend, okay? This is why I'm afraid. So we're gonna shoot him, and that is a 25.
Okay.
Plus 13.
Definitely hits.
It's ridiculous.
Also, I forgot that I have the bracers of accuracy, so that means I get a plus
It's
2
applied.
damage.
It's
Okay.
applied.
It's
I got-
applied.
Yeah.
All right. Okay.
I just wrote it there so you know why.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, did we add my 3 damage for the raid?
So-
9 plus.
Yep.
Yeah,
9.
9.
And then plus the 4 because
Plus
it's
the
a
4
favorite
because of the
enemy.
favorite
So
enemy.
13 damage for the first one, and for my second one. Yeah, I hit. It's a 25. But 12 more damage.
What was it?
12.
Well,
12 damage?
Yeah.
Thank you, sorry. Thank you. Whew. Okay. After your turn, so backing up through the doorway, shooting arrows at this thing, you actually see the skies themselves as this creature, whatever it was doing, starts to finish its ritual. The skies themselves grow very dark all of a sudden. There's like
What
a
the-
swirling fog that begins to open up overhead. And as this like big tendrilled fog starts to spin around a little bit more, you actually see a little portal opens up, and 3 flying black feathered creatures with these nasty beaks come pouring through that portal that opens up. As you finish the shooting that thing, like you literally see this happening. You're backing up, take the shot, backing up. You see this happening, like you take that last shot, and you take it almost not even looking at your target anymore, just using your instincts to see the tendrils happen. That last one, right into the creature's eye socket.
Nice.
And as it finishes its ritual and the portal opens up, you guys actually, mostly you, because you're the one staring at it the most, literally see the thing start to stumble and fall backwards. But as it falls off the roof, right before it hits the ground, it discorporeates into just a cloud of miasmic fog with a little
Yeah.
scintillation inside of it and just disappears entirely.
my javelins are still there, though, right?
Yeah, whatever if it
Good.
was sticking inside of it, it's still there. You still get the crotch javelin back.
Can I make a check to see if I know what happened to it? I'm pretty sure I know
You know.
anyways.
Yep,
but
you know.
Yeah,
Yep,
yeah.
yep,
Okay, cool. Well, I guess we got to deal with these now.
More guests.
More guests.
I'd like to run out
Better
of the
birds
tavern.
than a
I'm still
giant
in.
fiend.
Absolutely, we're breaking initiative for now. So you come running out of the tavern, I imagine.
I will
You
follow.
out the front
Join
door,
the
you out
rest.
the back door with
Yeah,
Doxy?
I'll go out where
I-
everyone's at, I guess.
Yeah, I'll help him down, and then run out the door.
What's the like neighboring situation like?
Kind of embedded in the ground.
What's the like neighboring situation?
Absolutely. So this was, like I said, this is the town we guys originally met a long time ago for the issues that they were having. it is not a large town. We're talking maybe a population of 800 to 1,000. So it is a smaller town. You are in the center of that town, so buildings are within, say, 10 feet or so of the next building over.
Sure.
And where they had stepped out to was the main road. Where you had stepped out to was kind of like the back alleyway, but you can easily make your way out to the main road. The important thing to note is as you guys are taking all this in, the creatures that had poured through that portal, they didn't just like stick around and start like attacking you. They did fly off.
Okay. I would then utilize my cloak of the bat to fly up onto a rooftop to see if I could see them.
Nice.
So because of the fact that it's actually daylight right now, it's not nighttime at the moment, or at least it's end of day. It's not nighttime at the
Okay.
moment. You unfortunately can't do that at the moment. My apologies.
Then I would try to climb a building. I would try to climb the building.
You can easily
She
climb up
can
the one it
still
was just
turn
standing
into
on.
a bat,
No problem.
right? It's not only by night.
Only
is
by
it?
night, I'm pretty sure, yeah.
It- dim light and dark.
Dim
light
light.
and darkness,
Okay,
yeah.
yeah.
While that's happening, I'm going to take just a swig out of my lovely jug here and pop up in one of the caps. Start that's not the right cap. The other one, drink from that.
Did you want
Ah.
athletics?
Nope,
Or-
nope, you're fine.
Okay.
You have time. You can just take time and climb
Okay,
up there.
cool.
So you guys end up kind of like rejoining front, side, top of the roof, whatever it is. You're all within ear distance of each other. You can start speaking to one another again. So the creature had already fallen, discorporeated. The other ones had flown through, but they weren't attacking you. They flew outwards, at least for now. So
Okay.
Oh, I
Where'd the
gathered
little
my
bastards
javelins.
go?
I would like to have gotten up onto a rooftop as
Out and
well, kind
away.
of close to where this creature has been.
absolutely. So
Don't
you'll
go
be
like
right over next to
Stealthily,
Doxy. Yep.
hopefully without.
I
You
guess.
just stay on the
problem.
ground here.
Did we all see what the creatures were that came out? Because
Roll
some of
me
us weren't
a-
outside.
Yeah. No. For everybody that was outside, which I think was literally everybody but you two at
I
this
wasn't
point.
inside.
Yeah.
You guys can roll me a
The
religion.
three
check.
of us, I think.
Great.
So-
The thing I am the best at.
20.
11.
You get a +4.
I got a solid 2.
One moment.
Will?
That is a 15.
So you know that these, all three of you guys that rolled, that got 15 or above, you guys all know that these are what are called Vrock. Vrock are yet another type of demon, or fiend, I should say, that had come through, seemingly summoned by whatever that other creature was that was here moments beforehand. Now, one of the things that you know about Vrock is they don't typically fight their opponents dead on. One of their tactics is often to stay to the skies, because most people can't fly, and they can stay well out of range of a lot of bow shots. So they can more or less just say, F off, this is where I want to be, you stay in your space, and just drop bombs down below to affect that's there. It's as you guys are looking up to see these creatures, that's where you get kind of the first sight that a bomb was dropped and hit a building several blocks over. And you can see just like a little explosion, green miasmic fog, and a little bit of like a green fire explosion that happens. A dark black, plumes of smoke coming up from it, and screams happening from over that way.
Would we know anything about resistances, vulnerabilities for these creatures?
So
I would.
Maggie, with the role that you made, and Doxy with your background, you know that obviously you're going to be attacking with magical weapons. That needs to happen. All of your weapons, except for I think one, are magical. So I don't think that there's really any concerns there. Beyond that, I mean, you don't know. I would say that you two, cold, fire, lightning, those don't affect it as much as say another element.
Cold, fire, lightning. Got it.
So fire is their.
Fire, cold, lightning, bad.
Okay.
Okay.
So, anyways, you see the explosion happening. You guys are all.
How far away is it from us two now that we're all out the front door?
It was like I said, it was a couple blocks over. So not a matter of feet, just a couple blocks over.
Okay.
I'll relay the information that I know about these creatures.
I'll just be swinging at the building with my axe because I'm still raging.
There
I'm
might-
I'm,
angry.
I'm
be
trying to get him to go.
people in there.
I was getting you to come out of the building.
Okay, it's okay. Come here, buddy. Shh.
There are more of them. We must go.
Creatures haunt me constantly.
Well, time for a little bit of payback on that then. Would you like
Yeah.
a drink?
No.
Okay. Shoot yourself.
I'd like them to land and fight fairly.
They won't.
I don't foresee that. That is not their style. But
Perhaps we can ground them.
I worry
by
that
some
there
means.
might be more of them. And I look up at like this hole in the
Can I-
sky.
can I
Is it
see any of
still
them?
open?
I know it's
Sorry.
hard to hear each
Yeah.
other.
Sorry.
Maggie was actually saying something.
Sorry, I missed
Is
that.
there a hole in the sky still?
What was that?
Is there a hole in the sky still?
So when you look up, the clouds, the spinning fog is still there, just as powerful as it was beforehand. But it
Okay.
seems like whatever portal that was has closed off.
Okay. All right, never mind. Take it back.
There you go.
I was going to ask, can we see any of them at this point?
I would say those with the highest perception, I would say Maggie's character, with her vantage point, she would actually be able to look up and see where one of them is off to the side, the one who just dropped the bomb and flown off. But at the moment, no, they're actually utilizing the dark clouds that are overhead, swooping in and out of them to pretty much stay out of sight.
Okay, I'm also going to try and get up on a building, but I'm going to go over to near where one of the bombs is dropped first.
Sure. I believe your character is a lot less acrobatic than the other ones, so and a little tipsy. So whereas they easily loop up onto the buildings, it's almost a rote action for them. You go over and grab like a drain pipe. And,
how tall is the building?
About 22 feet, remember? Oh, unless it wasn't that building. The next one, over 21 feet.
Would I be able to make my way across rooftops into range of these?
It would, we're not going to make you roll every time, but it does require checks to do so.
Sure.
You can do so with the greatest of ease because of your ring.
Yeah.
But it would require a little bit of effort for you to do so.
I'm gonna
so you
instead
will
of
say for now, the nearest building over, you can run and make that jump. Because what's your athletics, Docs?
Athletics, I have a 3 in it.
Acrobatics.
A 3?
What about
My acrobatics is real good.
No, but athletics is a 3. Mm-hmm. That would be your jump check.
Oh,
so
yeah.
you'd have to roll a 7 or higher. So you don't have to worry about rolling right now. But more or less, there is effort and a chance of failure.
Yeah.
But again, you can easily make that jump as well.
Yeah.
So
I would start
because
doing
I have an
that.
athletics of 9.
you roll a 1 and still succeed.
I think
You have other
Doxy-
issues.
I think Doxy wants
you got
to
a big old
jump
booty.
Yeah, I
you want to
would-
put your foot through a shingle.
I would 100% run across rooftops to get to where they are.
So where was it? The bomb
to
had dropped
into,
beforehand?
Yeah, to
Okay,
get
cool.
into range of the rock.
So everybody in their own ways starts making their way, like rushing over towards where that first bomb had fallen. And so we say one at a time, all at once, you guys filter your way into the area where the bomb had fallen. And you can see, without a doubt, there are a few just people that are lying there dead. One of the important things to note that looking at them, while the explosion did harm the building, there's charring, you can see that the building is kind of collapsing on itself, so on and so forth. The people that are lying there don't look like they were charred or burnt or any explosion has harmed them. But nonetheless, there they are, lying there, motionless.
Would like to check on them.
Sure. You rush over, you make a medicine check really quickly. I imagine you also, as you approach, reach out with your power and spare the dying on every one of them that you can.
Oh no.
I'm also going to be doing that because I was running over.
11.
I haven't gone up the building yet.
11.
11?
I rolled really low.
So
Can I-
you, please.
I'm going to as well because I'm there. That's probably better. That is 16.
So you guys go over and you get they're all dead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm going to do a medicine check to figure out who killed them.
I look to you. I look to you and say, "They are a lost cause. We must save the others."
If we can. It seems they're not exactly wanting a fight. They're just wanting to cause chaos.
Well, we'll stop them.
The worst kind of evil.
Easier for you than it is for Astatoro and I.
I could throw somebody.
You could throw me, but I'd rather you didn't.
You could launch us.
Well, who's the lightest?
Probably me.
While they're having this conversation, this banter, which I imagine goes on a little bit more than that, you hear a small whisper in your ear, in your minds. And you can almost feel the disgust because of what it is that you're seeing before you, most likely because of the type of creatures that are doing it. Mm-hmm. But what you hear in your ear is telling you they were taken.
They were taken.
Do you repeat that
Okay.
out loud?
When I hear that, like for a moment, I do that thing where like you all have seen me like
Yeah.
I have a weird look on my face, right? And I look worriedly, and then I look down at the bodies, and I just stare at them like, almost like I'm staring past them. And I say to you all, as you're bickering with each other, they took them, their souls. And then I look to our miniature friend and said, like they did yours.
I suppose they're claiming an extra price for us keeping you away from them.
Dicks.
Another bomb drops much further from you than this one was initially from where you were standing before. And you can just see the lights, the flash of light for a moment. You heard like a rumble from the distance, but it wasn't so close that you can hear the screams, or at least maybe one or two of you can, but it's very faint and far off. As you realize that very likely other souls are probably just claimed right now.
I'm picking up a rock and throwing it in that direction out of anger.
Absolutely. You don't need to roll.
I want to see how far it goes.
It's a good roll.
It's a 20.
Natty 20. Swear it. Definitely happened.
No, 20 total.
Just
Just
a
strength check.
So you pick up the rock and you just hurl it as far as it goes. It sails so far in the air that you lose track of like where it is before it starts to descend. Like a really good drive from somebody that doesn't know how to play golf.
Cool.
Nice throw, Minotaur.
Thanks.
Don't just stand around. Interest is building, and I would point and keep running towards.
Guess we run towards
Until I could see one and shoot it, I would keep running.
Are there any birds or anything nearby?
If there were birds beforehand, they've definitely scattered at this point. Most nature will just immediately run in the presence of these kind of creatures. So as you guys immediately, like, of course your instinct is always on the hunt. Find it, kill it, sneak up on it, whatever it is. You immediately start doing that and you start trying to run off to do so. But that's when the Minotaur starts to get his own feeling. Your rage is finally calmed down. You pick up the rock, you threw it. Your aggravation has, worked its way down enough that you can almost feel within, and you can actually feel the pull happening. But this pull that you had felt beforehand, it's not the same. It's not like it's trying to pull you from yourself. You can almost feel like it's pulling you to a location, to somewhere within the actual town.
I'll just start wandering that way. I won't say anything. I won't speak. I'll just start heading that way.
Do you walk that way like purpose, or like almost like
Walk that
daze?
way with a purpose, accelerating it into a sprint.
Okay. So you guys
will
see that?
do
Everybody
my
I
best to
see
keep
that.
up.
I see him, and then I look to the others, and I think we all three just go follow him.
Yeah, I would like to follow the Minotaur.
Carla, we have another problem.
Yeah, bull's down.
Oh, yeah, 'cause she's up on
bullhorn's
top of
down.
the
Yeah, I'm like on the
Rearing
roof.
to go.
I'm
You guys hear
calling
him?
you.
If he shouts at
you
you.
hear it and you quickly like look, because your character is
Yeah,
very
I would
perceptive
look.
as well.
Yeah.
You literally just kind of like, you're looking about scanning the area. You would hear something, half a second later, kind of like look back and then see him breaking into the run and realize, okay,
And you'll
maybe
see
that
me.
direction.
You'll see me casting a light over his head, putting it onto his horn, and just follow the light, Scarla.
My horns are bent down because I leaned
I
forward to
would.
get as
Yeah.
much speed
Absolutely.
as
I
I
like the idea of us running, and then Scarlett's like on the top of the roof, like running.
Like, I'm still
Yeah,
going,
it's-
you guys.
Yeah, it's awesome.
Making the runs and hops. So as you guys are making this direction, following what it is that's pulling you, well, that light was a great idea because it allowed Scarlett to be able to follow, no problem, even when she's out of sight because of rooftops, structures, maybe fell down, but nobody saw it. Nobody saw it. It's cool. But it also made you an easy target for other things in the area. So everybody roll me a perception check real quick.
Natty 20.
That'll make up for my natty 1.
Hey!
23. I rolled a 19.
25.
It's total.
18.
Just curious.
I am
18.
very
18.
focused on
18?
Astotoro.
Yeah.
So
Those glutes.
So with you guys totals, so with you guys looking up, except for you guys look up and you see as it's approaching, there is one of the Vrock overhead doing its swoop, and it's holding its bombs in its hands that it usually has. You can actually see the thing swooping in and looking directly at you. Clearly, you guys are the targets. In this, you have a decision at this point in time as the thing's swooping in. You can choose to
shoot?
stand.
I can't see
The
it.
bomb.
Damn it.
I want to shoot
Never
the
mind.
bomb with my bow.
Absolutely.
I
So
would
give me
have
one
done
second.
exactly
You can
the
choose to
same
stand
thing.
and do an attack back, or you can choose to flee the area. We already know what two of you are doing, so why don't you make your attack roll? Both of you, as everybody else has decided.
I don't see it.
Do I still
Oh,
get?
So I am still running after Astotoro's ass.
I'm
Do I-
already running, so I'm just going to keep going. Obviously,
27.
I'm in front of the group.
What's that?
27.
Do I still get advantage even though I'm shooting at the bomb?
No.
Okay.
Maggie?
I will shout at them, take cover, and run to take cover.
Okay. So the two of you, so as you take cover, you run to take cover. You're just like effectively taking cover by just continuing charging forward. You hear take cover and you're like, huh?
Yeah.
You take your arrow, you line your shot, and you take it. And you see the thing flying straight for the skull bomb that the thing has. You see it going straight for it, but the creature moves ever so slightly out of the way, so it skims by like 3 or 4 inches, just barely missing it. However, about to take the shot before you, but seeing you out of the corner of her eye, you end up looking and kind of like knowing where that arrow was going to go. You allow that to act as a lead, take your shot, and it's a perfect hit. Roll your damage. It's just the 1d6 against the skull.
All right.
Nice.
1d6 plus.
You made it flip. It was a 6.
So
Oh,
6 plus
my
5 is 11.
Yeah, okay. I was looking for 10 damage. So you shoot the thing and just the explosion goes off in the creature's hands as it's flying. So as the explosion goes off where the creature is, you just see because of it, the sheer force of it, the thing goes careening off to the side and one of its wings kind of like mangled up. It actually is affected by the explosion as opposed to the other people. One of its wings gets like all mangled up from the bomb that goes off and it goes careening off and actually like crash lands into an area not too terribly far from where you guys are. Now, of course, you know where you're going and you're charging ahead, and I imagine you're still going there.
Yep.
You guys continue following him?
I'm following him. As much as crazy stuff has been going on, I'm not paying that much attention to it apparently, so I'm just following Asatoro.
Everybody else as well?
Go ahead.
Sorry, I'd be looking for more that we're about to swoop down.
Okay. Roll me a perception check real quick.
Sure. That is a 21.
You actually do see both of the other ones at this moment. However, they're both extremely far from you right now. We're talking even beyond the range of your bow.
I would run to get into range.
Of those,
Yeah.
they're not staying stationary. It's not like if you run at them, they're going to be there. They're moving in such patterns where they like dive up, stay in the clouds for a while, dive down elsewhere. If you were maybe to get into range of one of them, you'd be there for a moment at best before they just kind of disappear from view and appear soon knows
I guess
elsewhere.
I will follow the light.
Sorry.
You follow
Sorry.
me, follow the bull.
I continue to follow.
Well, you are the
bulls.
light,
You
sir.
are the light.
Oh,
I did
yeah.
put light on your horns.
Thank you.
Maggie, you were contemplating?
No, I'm gonna follow
Okay.
towards
sure.
where the creature is. I get up from my stance. I'm like holding my shield up for cover, and then I see where they're going towards, and I follow them.
So as you guys are making your way over towards to where it is that you're going to, eventually you come across to one of the buildings. Now, like I said beforehand, you guys have a long history that took place in this town forever ago. The townspeople here all adore you. And you like them, but you don't really know most of them. You know, Phil is sorry, Phil? So much for your door, we forgot his name. Phil, sorry. Bill.
It's too soon.
So, like Bill is somebody that you guys actually know. You guys adore him, so on and so forth. Most of the other people here are just commoners in the town. But what you end up finding is, when you guys originally got here, there was a particular mayor. She actually ran the town. You did not get along with her for a long, long time. I mean, you just didn't see eye to eye. Half of you are friggin' beasts. So I mean, there was a bit of racism that was going on from that. But eventually, you kind of worked your way through it, and you built a very long relationship. She had since stepped down as mayor of the town, and is just kind of like a bit of a celebrity about the town, and somebody that you all have your own experiences with that you adore. Unfortunately, the home that you guys are rushing towards, the home that you are in a full sprint running at, is her home. And as you are running towards it, of course, you have this like looming feeling that's coming over you.
Yeah.
Everybody notices it kind of one by one as you're approaching whose house this is.
I have like my stomach drops as I'm running towards it. Like I feel sick, kind of sick.
With that feeling, I hasten as fast as I can to run through the front door.
Absolutely. Just kind of hoping you'd do that. Could you do me a favor? Could you roll me a strength check? You're not raged at the moment, so just a regular strength check to charge through.
It's going to be a 14.
14. So you go rushing at that door with all the might behind you, every bit of force that you have, being this like 8 foot or whatever you are, massive minotaur, lowering your
300 plus
horns.
pounds.
What was that?
Like 300, 400 pounds.
300, 400 pounds, lowering your horns and strengthening your shoulder to go rushing in. And you smash through that door like it's not even there. You smash through it, taking out the frame around the door itself, putting cracks in the walls. Like you just go smashing through it into a trap.
Of course.
Of course.
Can I see the trap?
No. Can you make me a reflex saving throw?
Is that
Well, you
dex?
do when it goes off.
Dexterity save.
You know.
Well, I mean, danger sense, uncanny sense when things nearby aren't as they should be.
In danger
That's
sense
if you
gives
I
you.
think you
Yeah.
felt
It's
that the
specifically for
entire
traps as
time
well, I
that
believe,
we've been
right?
doing
Yeah.
this.
So what has it given you?
It gives me advantage on dex saving throws.
Against
Advantage
traps?
on your dex
Against
save.
traps and spells.
Then you
Nice.
get your advantage.
Good. What is that?
Your dex save?
Yeah, 16.
16. A 16 does not succeed.
All right.
Oh no.
Ruh-roh. You doing all right?
Yeah, my leg is falling asleep.
Oh, I rolled garbage, like absolute garbage.
Good for us.
Oh, darn.
What a shame.
Too
that you
bad.
Oh
rolled
no,
garbage.
you did less damage to
What a tragedy.
our lovely Minotaur.
Okay, now I'm gonna roll again and
upset.
add more. Just double it, you know.
Oh.
So as you go bursting through the door, literally as you come bursting through the door into the living room area where it would usually be your home, knowing that there's something wrong here. This is not a surprise to you. But as you come bursting through, all of a sudden, like you literally see last possible second that there's a small black bead just seeming to sit there right in the center of the room. You come bursting through and you like lift your head up from where it was lowered to see the thing just, and you guys rushing at it from the inside, you see it just fills the entire area with complete and utter darkness. The darkness doesn't disappear. It stays in darkness inside there. But you also take, what I just rolled, 24 points of necrotic damage.
Okay.
As you're standing inside of the darkness.
I would like to do something as immediately as I can. I would like to. Oh, Shiza. What's it called?
88.
I think I can like put down like a huge thing of light. Oh, Dawn. I'd like to cast Dawn.
Ooh.
So Dawn is it's 60 feet range and it lasts for up to 1 minute. A sunburst pendant worth at least 100. So I hold out like a pendant in my hand.
Yep.
And I say, "Let dawn become the day." And light shines down on a location I specify within range. Until the spell ends, a 30-foot radius, 40-foot high cylinder of bright light glimmers there. This light is sunlight. When the cylinder appears, each creature in it must make a Constitution saving throw, taking 4d10 radiant damage on a failed save, or half as much damage on a successful one.
That's you, buddy.
A creature must also make the saving throw whenever it ends its turn in the cylinder.
Okay. That's you as well.
I have advantage on it because it's a spell.
Wait, is it every creature, like even
It said
friendly?
every
Yeah, it's every creature. There's
That's
no,
me.
not your friends.
All right.
Advantage on it because it's a spell?
Yeah, because
From danger sense.
from danger sense.
Oh, no, this isn't a trap. This is just a spell in general.
But it says it's traps
let me
and
just
spells,
confirm that. I'm so sorry.
such as traps and spells.
Am I silly? Let me just double check. Because that's, we don't have a lot of barbarians usually. Uncanny, giving you edge and dodge. You have advantage on dexterity saving throws against effects that you can see, such as traps and spells. No, go
Oh, and
ahead.
I can move it as a bonus action.
Okay, and you can move it as a bonus action. Awesome. I'll
And
describe
this is
everything
a
after he
Constitution
rolls.
saving throw?
Yes, it is. And Maggie, you
If
want to roll
it's
your
a con,
damage?
you don't have advantage.
40-10?
Oh yeah, it's a
No, I
dex.
didn't know
Because
it was
you'd only
gonna
have
hit
advantage on
him.
dex save, not constitution
Ah,
save.
there we go. Okay. That's why. That's why I was like,
Yeah.
this sounds OP. That's
Yeah,
right.
it is
Okay.
pretty.
You
It
still
still
roll.
is, yeah.
I had a
Okay.
19, but now I rolled a 5,
Danger
but
sense
that's
is real
24.
good.
Okay.
Oh, 24 because it's con save?
Yep.
Nice.
Okay, so I'll just roll 2 of them and then roll
So it would have actually been a 28, but
You're fine.
9,
So you'd take half as much of whatever she says for the full
Yeah.
amount.
20.
20, so
so
you're
I
going to
take 10.
Yep.
Plus-
All right, so this is what happens. As
Plus
you
my
burst.
spell modifier, right?
What was
so
that?
it's 28.
14 is what you're going to take.
All right, so
So-
I'm down to 74 points.
So
Hit points.
Tyler, what you it's not from you, from you guys' perspective. What you see is him burst through the door, and all of a sudden the entire area is enveloped in darkness. He probably lets out a scream of like aggravation and a little bit of pain. Well, only a little bit of pain. Let's be serious. But then, like 2 seconds later on, you see her reaching forward with her sigil, saying her words, and what was a small little sphere of darkness that took up maybe half of the building. The entire building now is completely engulfed in a huge cylinder of just searing white light that is taller than the building is, completely encompasses the entire thing, just making it beams of light happening inside of there, entirely canceling out the darkness that was beforehand. So that happens immediately afterwards. Now, do you keep this concentrating on this?
Yeah,
Keep it
I'm like holding the pendant up, and it's kind of like just, it's just kind of dangling there in my hand. As like I'm like concentrating on the house.
Perfect.
I kind of cringe a little bit because I have dark vision and I just mutter, "Oh, the angel's casting her light again." Thank you, but
I'm just
I had dark
squinting.
vision.
As you guys are finishing your rush forward, probably slowing down pretty hard.
Like skid to a stop on the neighbor's roof.
Like little trickles of root.
Do we see any beings, creatures, anything of the variety around?
So what I was going to say is, as you guys come skidding to your stop, you actually can see stumbling through the lights. You can't actually see exactly where it is because of how bright it is that's over there. Stumbling through the lights, you actually see a creature coming out. Now, last time you had seen this form before, this cloaked figure before, it literally frightened you guys. It literally had struck fear into your hearts. You were afraid to ever encounter them again. But now as they come literally stumbling through a field of light, their skin burning from the radiance coming down on it, because you know how effective that radiant energy is against the creature, you can see the same necromancer that you had encountered beforehand coming through as they're standing up and throwing their hood back and revealing their half-rotted face and whatnot before them. They come out and just kind of like bring themselves up to look at each one of you. It was meant to be a moment where they're like, ha, 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 I've now got what you care about. But it's really hi.
Yeah. As soon as I see this, I'm shooting a guiding bolt at its face.
Oh, we got to roll.
So
for
you got to
initiative.
roll for initiative
I
for all
know.
that.
Yep.
I'm letting you know what I'm doing.
But as you guys come, pouring out, and as you see him kind of come out and standing there, one of the things that you do notice is that from around his waist, you can see that there's like a belt that he's wearing that has little bits of chains hanging off of the belt. Okay. Now those chains only dangle 3, 5, 4 links, whatever it might be, depending on the different chain from all around. But then those metal links that are there kind of fade off into, they more translucent as they work further down the chain, to being these huge lengths of fully translucent, almost spectral chains that are going off in many, many different directions from around him. And you can see there's kind of tethering to other areas. But what's more imposing before we roll is that as you hear another bomb go off elsewhere, you can actually see another link up happening to another chain on his belt that spiders off into many others.
So I feel like we know what that is, yeah?
No.
No? Okay.
I have a feeling.
I definitely
I'm
have
pretty
a feeling.
sure I know what that
I
is.
11.
definitely know what that is.
Yeah. I'm like, me, Matthew
Nice,
knows what that is.
nice solid 11 initiative there, Scott.
I was actually nice to you guys because of how you caught him off guard with that brilliance,
9.
I guess.
Yeah.
I actually gave him disadvantage and he rolled
Nice.
garbage.
I have
Good news.
13.
I got an 8.
Oh,
I
you
rolled
hit it,
bad
same as
too.
Yep.
19.
19, okay.
It's because I'm concentrating on the pendant spell.
Yeah, you're busy.
Who else do I have? So 19, 13,
9.
9, okay. Who else we got?
I have 11.
11 for Will. And where are you, Will? I'll just turn you into Will. And Maggie.
8.
8?
Yeah.
Okay. Maggie 8, perfect. So we're only doing initiative because it just makes things easier for how it is that you're going to approach this next thing. So the first person initiative is actually going to be Doxy. So like you guys said, you came skidding to a stop, and then you see this creature there. You see everything that's happening as he had poured out. Your character just jumps right into it.
Gonna assume he's a fiend.
That's actually not a correct assumption. What is your
Okay.
other favorite enemy?
Undead. Is he undead?
Yeah, that makes sense with
He's
Flash.
like, I like that nod.
Yep.
That was a good head nod.
Told you chose well.
Okay. I'm gonna shoot him in his face and/or butt.
Okay.
Very specific.
Ooh, 20.
A 20 against him is actually not going to hit.
Okay. I'm gonna attack him again though.
Go right ahead.
I'm gonna attack him one more time. 24.
You hit him with your third attack.
Okay.
We'll describe it all in one moment.
Okay. So that will be 10, 14 damage.
14 damage. Thank you.
Yeah.
I'll add that in one second. I'm just trying to reorganize you guys'
Does that third attack
no
have a bonus
sweat.
on it,
turns
too?
here.
Oh,
Yeah.
that's if she hits all 3. That's right.
Is it? Okay.
Yeah.
So no, the
If you
third
hit all
attack
Third
actually
attack
does
does
the
get
additional
the
D8 damage.
The additional D8.
Because that was
Oh,
his
yeah,
third
yeah,
attack.
yeah.
Yep.
Gloom Ambusher.
Plus 5 more.
Okay. So how
And
much
it's a
damage
favored
is it?
enemy.
15 points of damage. Sorry, 17 points of damage.
Plus the favored enemy, so.
Plus the 4 also, yeah?
13 plus 5, 18 plus 4, 22. Thank you.
Yep.
There you
22
go.
damage.
All right, I was just trying to organize initiative.
Sorry.
No, you're perfectly fine. So you immediately come skidding to a stop. You try to, but the problem is, like I said, there was a searing light. So as he's coming off and shaking off, you're also somewhat blinded by the light. The first 2 miss. That third one, you get that hit.
Scarlet favors the darkness.
Do you say that?
Yeah, yeah.
I'm not like Terry from Brooklyn Nine-Nine.
I don't know what to say. You just shoot it. Scott
good.
favors the darkness.
So there's gonna be a tagline from now on.
Yes.
Scarla favors the darkness.
Oh, jeez. What are you turning my
Tyler,
character into?
You were standing inside of darkness. Then all of a sudden, there was extreme brilliance light around you, blinding at first, but not actually truly blinding. You can't see around you. While you're inside there, roll me a perception check, but with disadvantage.
Didn't really matter if it was advantage or disadvantage.
Oh, no.
It's a 7.
Worst rolls in the world.
You're having some rough luck, buddy.
You are always feast or famine. Every game you're feast
Yep.
or famine. Poor guy. So 7 total.
Yep.
So unfortunately you're just blind. So you're trying to take in the room, but it's so bright. It's like just stepping out into a well-lit beach after being inside a dark little crappy bar. So you're like squinting. You can barely see what's around. You can barely. I think that was her couch. You can barely make out anything. What do you?
Well, since I can't really see, obviously I can't see any of the creatures or anything around me because I'm blind. Can I see where the light ends?
No. Yeah.
Another bomb
But
must
you
have
are
dropped.
familiar with her magics,
Someone
and you
screamed
know that
out
there is a
Magni.
small limit. If you just keep going forward, or because there's a door open behind you, if you keep going backwards, you'd be able to get out.
So many bombs dropping over the city.
Somebody
Yeah.
shoot
Hey,
it.
there you go.
Yeah.
Bombs drop.
I'm a
Those beams.
brute, and since the first area was a trap, I don't want to go through doorways anymore. So I'm going to actually try and run through the closest wall that I can feel.
Just
You're
kinda
gonna
like
Kool-Aid
smash
Man-
through a
and
wall.
sprint through a wall.
Are you gonna Kool-Aid Man through a wall?
Yes.
Oh my god. What?
There's going to be just a minotaur.
So, but before I
shaped
do that,
hole.
I'm going to get amped up. So I'm going to get into my rage to go through this wall because I anticipate there are some enemies. Considering
Oh my
friend
gosh.
just blinded the hell out of me and damaged me in the thick, which I would think she wouldn't do without knowing there was something else. So
Who
I
cares
need to
about
do a
collateral
strength
damage?
check.
It's fine.
Go right ahead.
We brought him back once. We can do it
How
again.
much does the rage add to it? I forget.
Yeah, advantage.
Oh yeah. Well, the first one was the correct one. It's an 18.
18. So you go rushing at the wall. It's probably a good thing that nobody can see you, because as you're getting you're like, oh yeah, ow, as you try to smash into the wall. Unfortunately, she did well as a mayor. She has a well-built home. Okay, you can't just go smashing through her walls.
An 18 wasn't good enough.
No, sorry.
That's funny.
So unfortunately, you know what? You ruined the plastering.
All right, so I at least cracked it a little.
You cracked it a little. She's gonna need some serious carpentry.
How about
like
this?
that
My
cracked
horns
your
got
pride.
through, and I'm kind of stuck there.
Huge punctures. You know what I mean? I don't even. They might have to redo that whole area. Yeah. All right. Well, thank you for the redecoration.
You're welcome.
So after you, I know Will, you originally said I want to.
I am going to be
so-
shooting a guiding bolt at this guy's
So you
face.
immediately open with that. Perfect.
Yeah, absolutely.
Do it.
And that is going to be a 21.
Same as before.
Or sorry, 22.
You're rolling with disadvantage
Oh, why?
because of the bright light as he stepped out of it.
Okay,
Yep.
fine.
I did it to Doc, so I have to do it to you.
Yeah, but she has dark vision. I don't.
Yeah, but you've missed more often. I got to keep that
Well, that's
consistent.
a natty 1 then, sir.
You're welcome. You're welcome.
Rude.
Call it a win. I'll take that win. So you'd set up same as beforehand, a typical tactic that you work with, which is as soon as it comes through, the arrow hits, and you set up the guiding bolt.
Yeah.
But it knows your tactics as well as you know your tactics. So when the guiding bolt comes up, it's literally one of those, finally the smoke is kind of settling off of it, and it literally just leans its head slightly to the side, Piccolo
Yeah.
style, as
Well-
the beam just goes flying by.
I'm going to use another sorcery point and quicken a spell. And I'm going to use Magic Missile, which can't miss.
There you go.
First, okay, yep. Okay. You roll your damage, sir.
Yep.
What
'Cause
type
I'm
of
doing
damage is
this-
Magic Missile?
Pardon, sorry?
What type of damage is Magic Missile?
Force damage.
Okay, force damage. Okay, cool.
So, hold
Wait,
on.
wait a second. Bonus action cast has to be a cantrip, doesn't it? Yeah, you can't cast. You
I'm
can't cast two
quickening, I'm
leveled-
quickening a spell.
He
Yeah,
can
but you
do
can't
it.
cast 2 leveled spells in one turn. So the second one has to be a cantrip because you cast a
No,
leveled
because
spell.
I'm using a sorcery point to quicken it so I can cast another action-based spell, which it doesn't have to be a cantrip to do. I can cast two
I'll let it
spells.
go, but I'm
That's-
almost positive
I
you
am
can't cast
100%
2 leveled
positive because
spells.
I looked at this
Chat.
beforehand.
I'm like
I'm
wanting to see
100%
what Twitch chat
positive,
just
but-
freaking out with the
hashtag
rules.
Derek's always right. So,
Yeah, no, you say Tiefling, which is just wrong. So anyways, I'm going to roll some damage here.
I've been playing Dungeons and Dragons since before you were born. So, literally.
2, and then, hold on. Where's my other one? Here it is. So that
6.
is going to be 6 plus 3, so 9 force damage.
9 force damage. Thank
Yep.
you.
You don't get your spell. Do you get your spell proficiency with that?
No, the plus 1 is what that
Gotcha,
is.
gotcha.
It's very exciting.
Super.
It can't miss, so
That's true. That's true.
yeah.
So you do your guiding bolt. He just narrowly misses, and then you, out of frustration, you do your little fail safe. You know what I mean? You know,
Yeah.
you do a little bit of force damage to him with that one.
Yeah.
And so this is now we actually have a little bit of dialogue before we keep going on. So he, after you open up with these attacks, that's when he looks at you and says, "This doesn't need to happen."
Then why are you here?
To take the payment
What payment is that?
for what you've stolen.
Oh, stolen. Is that what we're calling it now? I would call it reclaiming, something that was never yours to begin with.
Then allow the payment to be saved. Another bomb goes out from the city, and more links kind of clink up to his belt.
Well, I don't know them, so I don't really care. But I know others do. Now, the issue is, you guys killed Bill. Bill was a friend. This needs to happen.
Bill enabled my alcoholism.
Bill enabled my alcoholism. Take a swig from my jug.
I'll casually chime in. What? Who goes there?
Still getting his horns out of what? Yeah. Awesome. Nobody else says anything? Then
I will say something too if I can. I'm still holding up the pendant, and I kind of look at you whenever you're like, I don't know these people, but then you get yourself.
You also know I'm bluffing like
you
crazy.
win yourself back, and I say, "On that's the lives you've already taken enough."
no.
Let me ask you something else then. Why to his soul? Why not one of ours?
It was already taken, and you've taken it back.
Right.
Now he's going to get into like a stance of, now I'm casting a spell, continue combat. Sort
All
of
right.
thing.
It was not his time, and it is not now.
What was that?
It is not his time, and it is not now.
So just because free action chatter, we'll keep going. We can keep chatting afterwards.
Could I grab
a
Adrios will be
passer?
next. What's up?
While we're discussing things, can I grab a passerby, like citizen of this town, and tell them to make sure everybody in the town evacuates as far away as possible from the mayor's house? Because I feel like somehow their souls getting collected is a little connected to these chains. Kind of
something about the chains.
What's getting you that?
Yeah.
What's
So I
making
just
that
tell
link
them,
for you?
Get everybody out of the
Scott,
city.
I'm mad at you.
And tell everybody as much as possible, and I throw them along the way because everyone's kind of like running around chaotic, and hopefully the message gets out. Just wanted to do that as a little side act.
Absolutely. Literally, as someone's like screaming, running by, grab them, say your words while they're having their chatter,
Yeah.
and then like send them off.
Yeah.
Cool. Awesome.
Good news.
And it's your turn. So like literally, as you send them off, you can whip around
I
and
want
jump
to
into.
stealth
Take half damage.
behind him, directly behind him.
Okay.
So, and
First thing you're gonna have to do is kind of like get out, like step around the
so I
building.
kind of step around. There's a window maybe I can go into, and I just want to get directly behind him.
Do you intend to use a melee weapon or a ranged weapon?
I want to use both of my daggers.
Okay, cool. So because of like how far he is and the fact that stealth, you can't just like disappear, or can you?
You can.
I do have.
You can.
Yeah.
Disappear, please.
I do have
Invisibility.
some invisibility.
Yeah, you-
Not to be
My
mean,
cloak,
it is,
actually.
you know.
This is the cloak, right?
So
yeah.
it's a-
no, it's
it-
the cloak of protection. Just kidding.
It's a standard action to just disappear if you want. So it's your
Yeah,
action.
yeah.
It's-
So I
you
use
won't
my
be able to-
action to disappear.
You won't be able to attack this round. Or what you could do is your other option is to make your way around the building and do it like a mundane way. But still, because of how far he is, to make your way, break line of sight so you can make
I just
your
want to go
hide check.
invisible and go right behind him.
Sure. And then that'll kind of be your turn right now. But still make me a stealth check. And you still have advantage because
So
you
any
have
of
the
those
boots.
will be half and then half again because of the code of
You have advantage.
Oh no, what was it?
You have
Oh,
advantage.
advantage. Oh, yeah, thank you. Oh, geez, doy. Okay, 15 plus 9 is 24.
Okay.
So I rolled a 24.
Awesome. So with your, standing there, you do that holding a conversation with the commoner, and as soon as you send them off, just all of a sudden, you're gone. And then
Just like sneak behind him.
sneak up right behind him, get your daggers
Nice.
ready. Perfect.
Okay.
Sorry, didn't mean to be stealing your words.
That's
No, it's all
awesome.
good. Thank you, thank you.
All right, it's my turn. I want to move the light on him again, but like not centered on him because I don't want it to hit us. just move it to it, like, you know, where it's like edging. Just he's on the edge of it, so he has to like step another step
edging.
forward. Yeah.
She's edging,
Yeah.
dude.
I'm
Just
edging.
edging.
I'm just gonna like,
Oh,
you
jeez.
know, I dangle the pendant and like pull it closer.
Yeah. Just
Yeah.
a little bit
So does
closer though,
this-
not
does
too
this
close.
make-
How do you
Not
think
around
around
the edge
lives?
as well,
Nope. All right then. It's another Constitution save, I believe.
That would be,
It
yeah.
is
That's correct,
he has to make
Is that
a
off of me
wisdom
now?
save, I think.
Yeah.
I would
no,
say yes, it is.
Okay,
So
good.
literally
Done,
pulls the light
done,
away,
done.
and you can the light's like right behind
Constitution
you,
save,
like
yeah.
maybe a little bit of your booties and so inside of it, but you can move around or whatnot.
Cool. I
Yeah,
can
it's a
see that.
Constitution save.
What Constitution save?
Yeah.
Okay, I did my Constitution save. Roll your damage.
Oh, okay.
I don't mean to be that guy,
Oh no.
but are you technically in that because
10.
you were behind him and he was facing away
14.
from the door and it was moving
14?
into the door?
Yeah.
I'm just behind
You do
him,
harm
however
him?
he's.
Yeah,
Yeah,
so
so
you're
that
probably
means
in
you're
that
in
You are
light.
gonna be in the
you're
light
that
too.
light.
You're gonna
You
have
need
to do a
you
con
need to throw a
save.
con
But I don't know that because
Oh, okay. No,
Yeah,
that's
because
fine.
you're
That's
You've
fine.
been invisible.
Oh, okay.
So-
also
Oh,
it's gonna
Alright.
make you uninvisible. I'm sorry, but he didn't see you
Does
get
it- does it-
behind him.
16.
Oh really?
Yes.
And
She
then
has
my
like greater
constitution.
invisibility. I think if you take
Two.
damage.
So I rolled
No,
an
if you
18
attack, you-
constitution.
I don't
so-
know that one.
Okay,
It's
awesome.
if you
So you
cast
take
a
half
spell or
damage, so
attack,
she rolled-
greater
Okay.
invisibility allows you
She
to
rolled
stay.
12. You take half that.
Okay, so 6 damage?
Well, is it
Okay.
12 total or was it more?
It's 9, 10, 14. It was 14 damage.
14.
14, so you
so
take
you
7.
take 7.
Perfect.
7 damage.
So
okay.
you do your cute little.
like 12.
You pull the thing forward. You're like, oh okay.
Am I still
You put 'em in
invisible?
it. You
With
are
my-
invincible.
Okay.
Absolutely.
That's all that
Do you say
matters.
anything else? Do anything else?
What was the last
Well, you-
thing he said to us?
It was no.
No.
Yeah.
Actually,
I will pull it closer and say yes.
any way to uncanny dodge the damage that was taken away?
That ability is going to be
Just
somebody's
physical,
attacking with a
just
hammer.
physical
Yeah,
attack.
yeah.
I want to
Exactly.
dodge magic. Damn it.
Yeah.
Sorry.
That's
Especially
okay.
in that amount of space, no way. in
It
hell.
is a sacrifice I'm willing to take.
So after your turn, Maggie.
I'm gonna do more
you-
damage
you
to
have
my
your
party
action.
than you
Yeah, that's
are.
your bonus action. You still have a turn.
Oh yeah. Oh,
Yeah,
I forgot. That's my
what are you
bonus
gonna
action.
do?
I think. All right, with that. Oh no, I'm concentrating, so I can't really attack him, can I?
Yeah, you can.
You can say
You can
concentrate.
attack. You just can't
You
do
just
other
can't do other
concentration
spells.
Can't do
Yeah,
that.
yeah,
Yeah, other
that's true. If I
concentration.
And if you
or
get
if I
hit,
get
it can
hit,
break
then I have to.
concentration.
Okay.
Correct.
Yeah, I'm gonna run at him, and I'm gonna try to hit him. I'm probably not gonna hit him. What was it? 6 plus 9. I don't think I hit him because you said 20 didn't hit.
20 did not hit before, correct. What did you have a total of?
6 plus 9.
Yeah,
yeah.
no, that doesn't hit.
I'm not
sorry.
gonna hit. Yeah.
All right, so after Maggie's turn, so you go rush up, you do the
I
thing,
rush
you
up.
rush up. And
I like hold my shield up and I like try to hit him with my mace, but I'm guessing he like dodges it or something.
it's actually one of those things where as the attack comes for him, he almost holds up like a wall of force between you and him, and so the attack just doesn't make contact as he stops it. You know, with
Yeah.
sheer magical energy.
Okay.
After Maggie, it's actually going to be his turn. And so,
Bring it.
so on his turn, what he's actually going to do is he's going to. Oh, you're in my way now. I'm still inside the light. He's going to step around you. Now, the way this creature moves, it doesn't like he just walks and there's like an awkward shimmy around you, like you're in a convention and there's a lot of people jam-packed in together. It's more of like he almost like drifts around you, almost like his essence is pulled by another part of himself as he flips around outside of the actual like lighted, lit up area and adjacent to where you are. He doesn't pay you any mind at the moment, as he actually fixates his look on you.
Okay.
And what he does, he actually will reach down and grab one of his chains and gives it ever so slightly a tug. And as he does that, you see appear before you is Bill. Bill appears before you, spectral at first, and then he was never spectral, it's Bill. It's definitely Bill, 100%. I swear to you, it's totally Bill, man. And so, and Bill looks at you and says,
I don't believe it.
you need to stop this. Otherwise, my family will die too. Please, you need to stop this. You need to stop them. Wisdom save.
Oh no.
Okie dokie. Bad.
Oh no.
Oh
4.
no.
Plus.
Does he just start crying, like
1.
drunk in tears?
5. A good
Sadness.
solid 5.
Sorry, Will. You're not doing very well this session.
No, rolls have been bad.
Dominated you? So we'll get to your
Okie
turn in a
dokie.
little bit.
Sure.
After he kind of like pulls himself around adjacent to where you are, pulls the chain, and you see that happening, you can actually see he'll actually grab over at one of the other chains. And as he like kind of gives the chain almost like a little bit of a jingle, you can start to feel like a presence forming around you. I know that your character is very familiar with what this is, with this kind of effect, Spectral Guardian, but this is the most horrid version of a Spectral Guardian you've ever seen. An amalgamation of the souls of the people that are literally being devoured and pulled into whatever these links are that's happening makes this like big beast-like monster that's standing in the area kind of equidistant between all of you guys in front of where he is, also putting you directly into the area of where his effect is, right? So standing right there, and as this big amalgamation of like all these souls is standing there, you actually see it almost like reach into itself and pulls out a club-looking thing, also comprised of these souls, faces all contorted, looking like they're screaming in pain, but unable to let out any gasps or noises. And it like kind of lines up and goes to swing at and club at you. So
It will have to roll at disadvantage because I have Cloak of Displacement.
awesome.
Nice.
One moment. Trying to actually get it pulled up really quickly.
If this is a spectral being, can my daggers even hit?
No, you do not for that one. The other guy you can.
Oh,
Not
yeah.
necessarily for this one. So my apologies, Maggie. You make a wisdom saving throw. That's how it's working.
Oh, wisdom saving throw. Okay, I get advantage on that.
Good.
It would be your dex.
You might need it.
Oh, definitely I rolled a 1 on one of them. So wisdom saving, 23.
23.
Yes.
Well, I have some really, really good news for you.
Whew.
Let's
Am I
see.
not like dying right now from some weird disease?
You take half the damage. So it's 12 divided by 2 is 6 necrotic damage. But since you're an ASMR, you're a protector ASMR, you take half of that again, don't you?
Yeah.
So you actually take 3 points of damage.
Yay!
As the thing kind of like smashes down at where you're standing. Also, the area that you're in is considered rough terrain, just so you know. So.
Okay.
But beyond that, that's going to be his turn. That brings us to Doxy. Now, this I'd like to open up. You guys can chatter again some more. Just don't want to do too much chatter in one turn. Go ahead.
I wouldn't say anything. I'm here for business, not pleasure. So sorry.
Yes.
I'm gonna start attacking this man.
Absolutely.
24.
24 points of damage. Sorry,
No,
24
no,
chance to hit.
24.
You hit.
Okay, great. That will be 2 plus 7 is 9 plus 4 is 13.
Okay.
13 damage.
Okay.
And then I'm going to attack again.
Yep.
Nice.
Should be disadvantaged now.
God dang it, thank you.
It's okay.
Uh,
Nothing happened.
I know.
Don't worry about it.
23.
I
Does
get
the
it.
23 hit?
23 does hit.
Okay, great. 8 plus 4 is 12. And also, because it's a favorite enemy, or wait, no, that's the 4.
You're fine. You're fine.
Yep.
So 12. There you go.
Yep.
So your first arrow, you line up the shot, and you actually hit the creature like as it's doing this jingling, as you see spiritual guard and everything happening, as you see it fixating on Will's character. You can actually see you hit the thing in the belly, like in the gut, with your first arrow, and you can kind of see him like doesn't really react to it. There's not exactly these functioning organs there, but maybe we can break his gaze. Second shot, same as last time, right into the eye, and you actually see as you hit him to the eye, same as last time, he starts to stumble and falls backwards onto the ground and is lying there stiff as a board.
Now I would yell, sever the chains.
Spectral.
Am I still dominated?
Yes.
Yep. Then in this case,
After Doxy is going to be Tyler, your turn. You're still inside the building, unfortunately, but you can see. You can see you're not going to be able to make your way. You can either, again, run back through the door you came through, just kind of like close your eyes and run through, or you can just make your way around.
If
just a
you,
walkway.
yeah, and if you stay, you want to get out of that light. Because if you
I'm
stay
not
in
in
there.
the light. You had moved it, so
Okay,
I wasn't in
okay.
the light.
Shifted it so he can maneuver
Perfect,
around
perfect.
Adrian is in
So
Okay,
can I
awesome.
see
Right behind
him now?
it. He's outside the building. You're still inside the building. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So you have a couple of options, I suppose. Keep searching through the building. That's fun. You can make your way outside using another door or a window or whatever you'd like. But that would take significantly more time. Or just take the hit of running through the light and you'll be with them immediately.
Well, here's the main question. Do I know he's out there? Because I was just blinded.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Absolutely. You can hear everything.
All right. There's the door. There's the wall next to the door, right? I could run through the wall without going through the light, right?
Yeah.
I'm in a
If
rage.
you can run through the wall.
I'm in a rage.
It didn't work out so well for you last
Don't care.
All right.
Doxy. Oh yeah.
Natty 20.
Whoa!
There it
There we
is.
go.
Yes.
Nice.
Comes busting through the wall.
Which would make a 25 total on a strength check.
Beautiful. You come busting through the wall, easily making your way out the other side.
Kool-Aid Man is here.
And you're standing amongst them, and just because of where you had busted through the wall, knowing that because you could hear everything going on, obviously you had gone that direction. You had busted your way out, so you're kind of over near where he was before, and can make your way around to where the stiff body is just lying there.
Oh, where he's just lying there?
Just lying there, arrow in his eye and belly.
Well,
I'd
as
just
my-
like to remind you that I did yell, sever the chains.
You are a very angry
I
boy.
will go ahead and speak the command word to light my great axe aflame
Okay.
and try to chop him in half where the belt is to sever his head and his upper torso from the chains that are around it.
Just because of action economy, you end up bursting through the wall, making your way over. You pull, you have your axe ready, you have the whole thing bursting in flames, you have the in your hands, and raising it up to attack. That will be on the turn right now. So you are standing there poised. Next turn, no problem. You'll easily be able to attack. We're almost like breaking out of initiative at the moment, anyways. But just for the sake of continuing with it, Will, it's your turn. Mm-hmm. So, please, sir.
Well, I am dominated currently, right?
Correct.
Yep. And they told me that I need to end this.
You need to end this, and more or less take care of them.
Okay. Well, where is everybody standing?
I'm on a roof.
Yeah, you're away.
Am
from
I
me.
no longer behind
I'm
I'm
in
right on the
between the
crease.
two.
Oh, you are. He's
Oh, I'm
just
still
on the-
behind
He's
you.
just on the
I'm
ground,
in
and you're
between
still
the
on the
two.
light.
So you
Or
guys
at
are
least you're
all in one
within 5 feet of it.
spot,
yeah,
huh?
yeah.
Perfect.
Uh-oh.
But I'm still invisible.
Yeah, so my mind's dominated. I'm casting Cone of Cold on you guys.
No.
So,
So you kind of like re-angle yourself to hit everybody.
yeah, except for Scarla, who's on a roof. Yeah, so you guys need to make a Constitution saving throw.
Okay.
Also
Within a
evasion.
60-foot cone, actually. So can I get Scarla in that as well?
I would say yes. She's in the neighbor's roof.
I'm very sorry, but
Oh,
he's
no.
not stupid. I need 8
He's just drunk.
D8s.
He's just drunk, guys.
He's drunk and his mind is dominated, and I need 8
Okay.
D8s.
What do we need to pass?
2, 3.
Well, I
What
don't
do
pass.
I need to beat?
Could I use evasion
It's 17.
on this?
I'm a
Like I
27.
see
You're
he's been
good.
dominated.
It's,
You'll
a,
still
it's, a,
take
it's a
half.
constitution.
I'll
on
take a
dex save.
quarter. I'm in a rage.
You are in a rage. This is good
All
news.
right.
I'm very glad. I'm stealing some of your dice to roll.
No dodge
my
or
Dex save.
evasion.
Can I just get
Okay.
everybody's D8s at the moment?
I have a whole
6?
thing of
I
D8s.
Oh, great. I just need 8 of them.
I probably have 8 there.
Currently at 6. I just need 2 more. So
Okay.
Oh boy.
I have a potion bottle of them.
thank you.
So I rolled
will-
a
I'll put
27
them
and
back
I'm
in
in a
after my
rage,
turn.
which will make me take a quarter of whatever damage he puts.
So
Half
this is
and then
cold
half,
damage
because
as
the-
well.
the
if
totem
that
of the bear
matters
makes
for
Oh, bear.
anybody. Cold damage as well for anybody, if that matters.
Nope.
Oh, luckily I did not roll that well.
1,
Excellent.
2,
Luckily.
14.
4, 7. This
You
is
mean
another
unfortunately?
So 7.
7
plus. Okay, hold on. 7. You're talking that. 7,
Yep.
8. 8, 15, 20, 27 damage.
Thank
Half
goodness.
of
Full
that,
damage.
Do I take the lesser?
Yeah, half. Yeah, round down.
13,
round
and
down.
then 13 would in half would then be
This is
5.
27.
I'm gonna have to
Correct.
heal myself.
I'm
No,
very
6.
sorry.
Yeah.
You're fine.
Can I use your pen?
Half of 13 is
Yeah.
6.
Oh yeah, 6.
Could
So-
I do uncanny dodge?
What?
Could I do
Those are
uncanny dodge?
also dex based.
Oh, okay.
So no, that's for attacks.
It's a Constitution save, if that
So
matters.
you do
well, I
that.
got
You
it.
do that ability. You drop the cone of cold
it
on
here
them,
so you can reach
and immediately
Thank you.
after Adrios' turn, he just positioned himself in such a way to hit all of you guys at cone of cold, not the dead guy on the ground. This is your friend, of course.
I love a sassy look.
Well, all right.
Does
It's
the
my
fire
turn?
help me?
Ew.
Wait, how much damage
you
did
warm.
I take again?
You hug your axe.
So it was 27 damage
Yep.
to everybody?
No. Did you feel? You
Wait,
if you took 27.
are
It
you
was
within
8.
40
I
feet
rolled
of
an
me?
8 for the
Yeah, you took
constitution.
27. Yep.
Because I have 40
So what
feet
do you
of
wanna
bright
do?
light. I don't know if that.
I'm just going to go all
affects
out
your
with this
accuracy.
necromancer, and I'm going
That's a
to
spell, so.
use
not?
as
I-
many,
you guys
like
literally
both
just
my
have to make
daggers.
it. I'm not even
So
making
while
it.
he's on the ground,
I
you're
was
just gonna
making a
kind of like.
spell.
I'm just going to like
He's gonna go at
right
him?
into, like
Make
I'm
that
going to try to
hit.
sever his head
Yeah, 'cause
off.
I'm not
Sure,
making a spell
sure,
attack.
absolutely.
All right.
So I won't lie. You don't even have to roll for it. because he's literally just lying there on the ground. You get your daggers, you can make your 2 attacks. You're actually perfectly fine. You have advantage because he's prone. You do critical hits when so you do sneak attacks and you have advantage, you know what I mean? So you have to roll the dice. I will literally tell you take out your daggers.
All right.
And you just, or kukri in a dagger, right?
Yeah, so the kukri is the one of life stealing, and then the stiletto is like the venom one.
Yep.
So I just take them out, and then just on either side of his neck.
Absolutely. So kind of like almost like, cupping the neck with the kukri and using
either
the
side
dagger.
of the carotid or wherever the carotid are.
It's
He definitely puts the rotted and carotid arteries, so it's kind of hard to find them. So it's
There you go, and just completely sever. So then it takes a moment. It's not like it's one fell swoop. It takes a moment. It takes a little struggle, but you're actually able to successfully.
It's been a while since
do
I've
so.
sharpened these.
Yeah. And so you actually remove the creature's head. You cut off the dead creature's head.
The necromancer?
The necromancer's head. He was lying
Yeah,
on the ground.
okay.
Correct. Absolutely.
So I just see this head roll off.
Roll off. You see him cast the spell.
And is she uninvisible now?
She makes her visible
Okay,
now.
yeah.
Okay. Now invisible. Oh god, the light.
Does the life stealing give me life? I want life back.
No.
Damn it.
Hey, how much life do I get back, actually?
It would
Nothing.
be based on
Nothing?
your roll. but
Oh,
he's-
yeah.
He's undead.
Yeah.
He's undead. Just
Yeah.
kidding.
Maggie.
Totally
Yeah.
forgot about that.
Oh, is it my turn?
Yep.
So I was gonna do something, and now I'm gonna heal myself instead.
Sorry.
So I'm
have no
I'm gonna heal
control.
myself.
Very
I
drunk.
think I'm going to
Dear.
probably
Told you to stop after the third pint.
do one of my like cure wounds or something
He's
like
just
that.
muttering a bill. I'm just
couldn't
glad I
hear you.
rolled an 18.
I'm gonna heal
on my
myself.
con.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
That's
So
my
you were using a spell as opposed to an ability?
Yeah, and I will use my bonus action to move the light onto the other creature.
The other creature?
Yeah, you said like there was a big thing that he spawned that was
Horde of like
The-
ghosts
the-
looking like thing.
with the
Oh,
undead.
it's Spectral Guard. It's a spell. So my apologies.
Oh,
The
okay.
spell would actually, because it's a concentration spell, that spell would actually go
It
away.
would die
He's
whenever
deceased,
he. Okay.
Yeah,
So-
that spell would actually go away.
Having seen from above, would I know that he's dominated?
No, not necessarily. You will. I mean, honestly, you see him just attacking you guys with the spell.
You also
so you
know
probably
me
have a
really
Yeah, like,
well.
I know- so-
literally X's.
Yeah.
So
Yep.
knows me.
Our
I mean,
PC's
we've
dated.
fought before.
Yeah.
But not like this. I've never cast a spell.
There's a history between
Maybe
the two.
he
Wait,
just
your
the
exes?
necromancer reminded him of that time that you after you broke up your first boyfriend,
weird
and he just like, you know what? That's it. Screw this.
You remember I told
right.
you about that trip over to the the time our
You're
ship took a
dominated.
little
You
bit of a
had-
detour.
So Maggie, I'm sorry. I knew you wanted to. Did you want to say something as opposed to do something?
No, I'm just healing.
Okay. So Maggie, you're doing your healing. So you do off to the side. You're healing yourself, and then all of a sudden you literally see the creature stands back up. We're talking Dracula style as a board,
Oh, I love it.
levitates back upwards, and then you can
With its
actually
head
see.
gone?
What was that?
With its head
With
gone.
its head gone. And then you can actually see as the head on the ground is like starts to discorporate into little bits of like dust that are just kind of like falling apart. You actually see like a spectral head of his starts to reform and reappear, regaining all of its opacity and all of its color back as it does so. And one of the chains on his hip just breaks and completely falls apart. And this is where he turns to you and says, "I don't think you understand what it is that you're dealing with here. You can kill me at the cost of these souls. And we can fight at the cost of these souls. And one by one you will fall and I will win. But I only need one thing to satisfy what it was that I came for. You can give it willingly, or I can take it by force."
As I'm still dominated, he told me to end it, right?
He told you to end it with them, as opposed to, yeah.
Well, then
Stop
he-
them is the exact command you got.
But
So, more with that, I could say, it would help to stop them if you take my soul instead of his.
I did come for one specific soul, but certainly not yours. And then his eyes will look away from his pawn, because you're worthless. And I love you, Will. Just your character, okay? Just your character. So
My character agrees. Your character's worthless.
Oh, shots
True.
fired.
so
Why do you think he drinks?
started when I was 7. No. So Maggie, he actually, when you say that, he says, "Not yours." His eyes actually go and looks at you.
Can I channel divinity on him?
When is he
Turn
looking
undead.
at you?
Yeah.
When he goes to look at you?
Yeah, turn undead.
But it's his turn. It's just,
I
did
know.
you heal
I'm
yourself?
just asking. Yeah.
then no.
Okay. I don't know if I can use the channel divinity as an
I mean, we'll see how kind of, because you get combat, it doesn't have to, it can fall apart.
Okay.
We'll see how it goes. So he actually looks at you and says, I would like to give you a gift.
I don't want a gift from someone like you. Every gift from a person where you come from comes with a price, and I don't want the price.
Oh, there is a price, and you're paying it as we speak. The price is being paid for the transgressions. You were warned the soul was not yours to take, and you took it nonetheless. You acted as a god when you're nothing but a servant, and so you will remain as a servant. I've come to you with a gift. Would you like it? And then he kind of like opens his cloak a little bit and reveals the actual belt that he's wearing.
I don't care about the belt. I keep eye contact with him. I don't even look down to where he's showing off his fancy belt.
You mean you don't eye his crotch?
No, I don't eye his crotch.
By eye
I keep my
contact,
eyes.
Can we just address that his head is not there still?
It came back.
It came back, but there is the head.
That would disappear. Yeah.
Okay, thank you. That's what I wanted to clarify.
Okay, I was
Which
just-
eyes were you making contact?
Yeah.
That's what I was wondering.
Which one's talking?
Both of them are like looking at you.
Well,
Like,
yeah, that's what I was.
Talking
I was
sounds.
just imagining that they were both doing it at the same time.
Oh, that's so
My bad.
cute. I kind of like that.
No, I
idea.
wish I did it. I wish I did it.
Yeah.
Look,
Yeah.
I thought you did. I gave you the credit.
so we're going to say that happened?
That's totally
That's
happened.
totally
Yeah.
happened. It's all my idea. Hashtag Derek Soder's
Yeah.
So yeah, there's a head on the ground, totally.
Yeah.
So you continue making eye contact. Do you respond? I'm sorry.
Yeah, and he's like showing me the gift or whatever, and I say, I am a servant, and that's all I want out of life, to serve Kelmvor, and I will continue to do so.
Kellenvor has many sides to him. He's the one that presides over the dead, the dying, and the souls from the beyond. You can serve him in other ways.
I'm serving him as already.
This price will be paid one way or another. I'm giving you an option. And we'll grab like another one of the chains, and it'll give it like almost like a little ripple. And as he gives it like a little like a shake, you can see the bodies of like 4 or 5 nearby people start to like wake up and like start to look confused and perplexed and start to like climb up onto their knees, the hands are standing up, and then another little tug, and they just drop back down as their souls are released again. Someone's going to pay the cost. It can be you, or it can be all of them. And you can keep this battle going, and I'm more than willing to continue it. But every time you kill me, I take more of them with me.
I make slight contact with my friend over there because she's behind him still, I'm guessing.
Yep.
And I'm giving you a look like I'm going to do something foolish.
Okay.
And I look to him and I say, fine, I will pay the price. Take mine.
I mean, undead don't have emotions. They don't generally show much emotion because they just don't feel them. They're soulless creatures. But he looks surprised and somewhat delighted by the fact that you're actually agreeing to it. He looks at the rest of the group because you're all there, not in you.
I notice her look, and I want to tumble away as far as possible from this.
Roll me a stealthy check so he doesn't notice you doing it.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, roll me a stealth check. Absolutely. While you're rolling your stealth check, he looks at the two of you to see how you're going to behave, how
You
you're going to
have
act right now.
advantage on that stealth check.
Advantage.
You have advantage on all your stealth checks.
Yeah, every single one.
13
plus.
Lucky number 13. 9 is 22. So 22.
Okay. So as you're tumbling backwards, he looks at the two of you to see if you're going to allow this to take place. She's offering to give herself up, and do you guys do anything, or do you just let her do her thing?
I have a bow trained on him, like an arrow trained on him.
I
haven't
have
loosed
my
it.
great axe above my back and ready to swing, and I just look over to
Okay.
try and figure out what's going on.
So you guys are both poised and ready, as are you, I imagine, from
Yeah,
several steps
I'm,
back
like,
now,
ready
poised and
now
ready.
with the bow.
But you trust the Asamar.
I would like to go into radiant form.
Okay.
So you just see like wings sprout out of her back, and her eyes start glowing. And I'm going to put my hand on him, and I'm going to turn undead.
You're gonna put your hand on him and turn undead.
undead.
So as he was walking forward towards you, getting prepared to give to you the gift, he's literally unfastening his belt as he's walking towards you. And
Hi, Drew.
and as he comes over,
Dirty.
and he goes to give you, and he goes to literally, he starts to reach out, handing it to you. Now you can clearly tell that as the belt is still in his hands, every one of the chains that are connected to it is still completely under his power. It's not because it's worn by him, it's still held by him, right? So you know that every bit of that power is still there. And so as he's walking towards you and starts reaching out for you, all of a sudden this is when the huge, wings start to plume up from behind you. Incredibly luminescent. You're shedding tons of incredible light off of you, almost blinding to those that prefer the darkness. And you can see as he's reaching out and he sees you like make this action, make this thing. He also hides his eyes for like half of a moment. And then you reach out and grab chest.
Just whatever's closest, I
Sure.
think. Yeah.
So you reach out almost like you're going to grab the belt and grab his forearm.
Yeah.
And you roll turn undead.
Yeah.
So that means I make my wisdom save, correct?
Yep.
You can see that I rolled very poorly.
So
You successfully turn him.
he's gonna be turned for 1 minute. So we have 1 minute to do whatever we want to him.
Does that break the domination on me?
It won't break the domination. He still has telepathic control over you, but hold on. So literally, as you see him reach out and turn him, which frightens him and affects him immensely, you all spring into action. The first one that gets there is your arrow. It just flies through the air. You're already trained, and that arrow comes flying forward and hits and hits him in the chest. Perfect shot, because as that arrow hits him in the chest, the axe comes sweeping through from behind.
I'd be switching my action to try and separate him from the chains on his arm.
Oh, you want to grab the belt from?
I want to grab the belt. I would be chopping his arm off.
Oh, there you go. So as the thing is, he stumbles backwards, you literally are swinging down with with your axe and severing right at the elbow of the arm. So the thing actually falls to the ground and out of his handle, out of his control. You jumping from behind, same as you did beforehand. So you're having your two daggers in hand. Same exact thing as severing the guy's head. So once again, he starts
Cut it off again.
collapse and fall down. As that happens, you can actually feel the domination, because of the chains being broken, shifts from him to, it's confusing. It's your character uses the sheer force of will to break out of the domination that's over your mind, and you're able to see the actions before you. How do you approach it?
Panicked, terrified, and just casting Sacred Flame on him.
So you're literally setting his body as it's falling to the ground,
Ablaze.
headless, armless,
With
setting
radiant
on
energy.
radiant energy, burning
Yeah.
him all over. You are
Yeah.
now holding the belt, and you can literally feel the souls of every one of these people's about you. You literally right now have a choice as you're holding this thing. Every one of the souls here, you can allow them to pass. Like you can take them into your ownership. You can keep them as your possession. You can allow them to pass, break the chains, and allow them to go into wherever it is they go after they pass this world. Or you can give to them that spark of life that they need, so they may all wake up and rise again.
Oh man.
Having had that life given to me, I'm trying to think of how Astatora would have felt when that happened, because he's very lawful when it comes to things. So dying seems right. But I was told by the one who brought me back that it wasn't my time. And so he'll sit there and contemplate it through his memories, through everything that's gone and passed, and how everything that he's been through has led him to this moment, in some sense of the word, being abandoned, being cast aside, and then being brought back. He feels he owes it to these people, despite how they have treated me, to have their life put back, because in his mind they were unlawfully taken.
And so, almost repaying that payment that was taken originally, you forfeit your own life to bring back all of those inside the city that have suffered at this point in time, allowing literally your life force to flow through these chains to literally every one of those souls, and bringing them all, including Bill, back to life, including the mayor who was inside the building behind you, and everyone else throughout the town. Every single one of them dies. So every single one of them comes back as you collapse to the ground.
Oh no! We made a terrible mistake.
And as you collapse to the ground, your companion, never willing to let her friends fall and stay from beyond, because she's a servant of Kelemvor, and she knows his will better than anyone else, rushes over and takes a knee by your side, reaching into her pocket for components. And with that, why don't we actually wrap up the session?
Oh.
Yeah. What's up, guys? That was a lot of fun. So just really quickly, let's go around and say who everybody is, how you can find us, and so on and so forth. We'll do it back the other way. Maggie, you first.
Hi, you can find me at Margaret Crone in all of the places. I'm just at Margaret Crone, super easy. If you follow me on Twitter, I'll keep you updated on all the things I do. I'm in 7 tabletop RPG games a week that are all streamed, so if you're interested in more games, come check it out. And I am so happy to be here to hang out with all these wonderful people and to get to experience the Descent.
Toxic.
Hi, I'm Zero Doxy. I'm a disgusting human being. You can find out if you go to twitch.tv/ZER0DOXY or twitter.com/ZERODOXY. I'll work on my branding. You work on the following.
Hi, I'm Will. You can find me over at twitch.tv/WillNGraham fairly regularly playing video games, playing tabletop RPGs. Got some new stuff coming out actually pretty soon. Doxy and I need to talk about that in the future. And then you can also find me on Sundays actually over on my friend Ollie's channel over at twitch.tv/OllieGrant, where I get to play a half-Morian torturer and be real awful to people, and it's a good amount of fun. So
nothing new. No, just kidding. I'm just
4 p.m. PST on Sundays. Come watch me be horrible. Yeah.
My name is Tyler Scheid. I'm known all across the internet as Apocalypto_12. That's APOCALYPTO_12. You can find me on Twitter, Instagram, and especially on Twitch, where I'm a partner. Tomorrow, I will actually be doing a giant charity live stream for St. Jude.
Woo!
And on Wednesday nights, I am with Scott Dalerick over there doing a D&D session, the Return to Faerun, over on the Lost Initiative channel. But check me out, follow me on all social media and on Twitch, and I'll see you around.
I'm Adriana, online known as Adriosa, Adriosa Gaming on Twitter and Instagram. Adriosa on Twitch as well, where I just play all sorts of open world RPG games. But I also roleplay a Warhammer 40k show called Grimdark Dawn on Hyper RPG, Thursdays at 6 p.m. Pacific time. So you can also find me there playing Warhammer, and you can see all these D6s I got just for that game. But yeah, you can see all my nerdy shenanigans on my Twitter and Instagram and Twitch.
And I'm Dalerick, Daelric. In case you know, I'm Dalerick. You can find me over on Twitter. That's my handle. I have my own Twitch channel, as well as Lost Initiative is my other Twitch channel. Play lots of Dungeons & Dragons and rolling dice for 27 years. So you know, come on by, do homebrew, do canon, whatever. We have lots of fun. So thank you guys for watching. See you later.
Bye.
Bye.
Thank you.